Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And no Carter today, but never fear. We have comedian, film director. You know him. You fucking love him. It's our friend.
What's up, motherfuckers? It's me.
Yeah.
Seth P.
What's up, America? Prepare for Seth's
That's
American
right.
reality.
What's up, America? A lot of things have changed. And we're going to sit here and talk about it. This is purely political podcast.
Election. Is this coming out? Is the election going to be happening by the time this is coming out? How far
That's
away
how all
are we
podcasts
now?
are off about any future.
No, this is next week.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're creeping up on Halloween. You know, we might have a
next week.
kind of a spooky jam of the week coming up in just a moment. But
I am dressing up for Halloween, which I don't normally do.
Oh,
but this is the
what are we doing?
biggest fucking cop out of all time. I'm the Hot Ones guy.
oh shit!
Already fucking look like this asshole.
Oh, I love it.
All I got is like, I got a hot sauce belt.
You got to get a
T-shirt that says Hot Ones.
I
You
have
understand.
seen the hot sauce belt before.
Yeah. And I already dressed like this fucking asshole.
You got
or maybe he's an alright guy.
You
I
got a
don't really-
suede jacket.
Yeah. Like a suede jacket. You gotta get a fake gold watch because, I only have so much money.
Yeah.
From my Hot Wings money is not paid off the way it has for this guy. But anyway, so and Holly's going as a giant buffalo wing.
Oh,
so,
that's awesome.
Couples.
Oh, hey.
Couples.
We're doing it.
All right. So, well,
Yeah.
if you need a third Sam, you could be Adam 22 and follow them around and be angry at that guy for some reason.
No,
That's
hell
great.
no.
Come
Does
on.
Adam 22 hate Sean Evans?
Yeah, I think there was like a girl situation between the two of them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So there's an
Christ.
OnlyFans model he was dating that everyone
Yes.
was like, who knew this guy was a freak?
Right.
All he was doing was asking questions eating Hot Wings.
Right.
Like, I've never gotten a chance to be a freak ever. Please let me be a freak.
Let this man be a freak. God damn. Let him freak. people.
I already have. I'm gonna dress like a cat.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going cat.
I can
Like
see
from
that.
the musical Cats or
I mean,
traditional cat?
if I could get that kind of makeup, yeah.
In
but
Hollywood, we could pay a guy like
I think
$6,000. To do
I think
that
I'm
for
gonna do a semi decent job of being a cat.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
At this point, it's looking like it. We'll see when the full costume comes in.
Yeah, I can see it. I can
'Cause,
see some cat features.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of face paint involved.
Yeah, hell yeah.
A lot. I mean, just on my face area. I guess enough to cover my face.
yeah.
Now that I say that, really not that much face paint.
You're going to be
How are you
covered in
nap-
fur.
Yeah, I guess the beard, it's part of fur, I suppose.
I would love
Okay.
to try to work in the beard if we can get the, and I say we, I mean my girlfriend.
This is the same
Can get
situation.
The
any-
one doing this to me.
That's me.
can get in details in the design in my beard, which I don't even know if that's physically possible
Yeah,
unless you're using like really intense, like probably professional grade shit.
No,
Totally.
here's what I'm thinking. They have the cheapo hairspray dye stuff that everybody uses for Halloween. So all you would need to do is get a stencil of a stripe and then go.
I thought about the stencil thing, and maybe that'll be the way to go. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
Yeah,
see
yeah.
when we're coming up.
I believe in your.
I only have one Halloween event so far, and it's on
Okay.
the 30th. And I'm sure I'm going to come up on like several more because I'm such a party animal.
And you'll be wearing that cat
Everyone
makeup.
likes having me at their house.
Yeah, Sam's going to have cat makeup on for 2.5 weeks to fulfill these parties.
Well, last year, I don't know if it was 2 days in a row, but 2 times in the same week, I painted my face like Shaggy Two Dope from
Yes.
Insane
Oh,
Clown
fucking
Posse.
A.
And I got really good at not touching my face.
Yeah, yeah.
And remembering to not touch
Yeah,
my
that's
face. So
Yeah.
I'm all prepared to be fucking painted up like a freak.
Yeah, make sure you Sam and his better half stop by my place just to show me the costume. So please do that courtesy to me again. That was really shocking and lovely.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we did that.
I opened the door and the Insane Clown Posse was outside.
Fucking A.
Yeah,
And you're a huge fan.
and Scotty
so that was-
Hottie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And Scotty Too Hottie. Well, with Halloween season upon us, I can't really think of anything scarier than joining a cult. I feel like after I made my, now at this point, weekly pilgrimage to the weird Sinclair across from Warner Brothers Studios, which is just like
Hell
an
yeah.
endless font of weird shit
Really?
as far as energy drinks goes.
James Cagney used to shop there.
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin
Yeah,
discovered
Warner
his new
Brothers.
wife.
Yeah, lore.
Yeah. Jack Warner beat a
yeah.
union activist
Yeah.
with a baseball bat in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
Cary Grant ate a Snickers outside of there once.
Yeah,
It's a famous photo. No.
Yeah. But yeah, like I actually found the green cream Fanta that we tried on the Maria Bamford episode. They had that there. They had chicken galbi Doritos. They've got all these weird international snacks.
Yeah.
And then I, kind of was looking at sort of the bottom of the cooler, and I found, well, we'll talk about this one first. I've got two, but it's because they're both kind of tiny, and they kind of run the spectrum of the energy drink mentality, that being extremely aggro military workout versus this. Seth, go ahead and
sure.
Just read as much as you want off that
Sure.
can, because it's all fucking crazy.
We're going top to bottom. This is great. Lightwave, grounding, calm. Kin Euphorics, a functional beverage for modern rituals. Modern
rituals.
Which is what? I mean, vaping? What's a modern ritual?
So based on what I was reading, this is supposed to be like a alcohol-free, like kind of a mocktail,
caffeine-free, yeah.
I guess, but it's got the, it's got the calming mushrooms in it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love
Open
a
a portal to
mocktail.
peace. Oh my God! Open a portal to peace. I'm like, man,
I'm telling you,
I need to
everything on
open a
that
portal
goddamn
to
can.
peace. Yeah, that's incredible.
Every
It looks
time-
like a yoga studio.
Every
or
time you
something.
get one of these like mocktails, it has some stupid name. Butterfly kisses or something.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
approach
yeah.
the bartender and go, give me
Can
the
you
butterfly
find-
kisses,
yeah,
please.
totally.
Yeah.
I need to open a portal to my calm.
Well, this is from CEO Jen Batchelor. And
Whoa, Jen Bachelor?
Yeah,
Like he loved Jen so much and he loved being a bachelor, he changed his name to Jen Bachelor.
that's her dad.
Okay. He's like, I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Jen-
That sounds like a username on a crazy website.
Yeah. Whiskey slut. Jen Bachelor. It's all the same.
Yeah, that's why she's making mocktails. As her father was GIN Bachelor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish she was some sort of drunk superhero.
Also, the other co-founder is model Bella Hadid is involved in this as well. So.
Who's that? I've heard that person's name.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's Crazy Color.
I have never, I'm not familiar with that person.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I don't keep up with supermodels. Or
Well,
This is why you need TikTok.
She was involved in every Kendrick explained video I've ever seen
really?
as one of Drake's dates at some point,
Oh my
allegedly.
God.
Was she young?
Oh, she was 17. Yeah.
Say Drake.
Well.
I heard you like them young.
Man, that's the best.
Yeah.
Say Drake. I say that shit all day long to Holly. She's like, stop it. Say Drake.
It definitely smells like a nasty mocktail.
It looks
where they're
like-
trying-
fuck.
where they're trying to trick you into thinking there's alcohol, and it has a pungent, bitter smell.
It smells like beef jerky. It smells just like fucking beef jerky.
I found Katie Way writing
The
for
teriyaki kind.
Teriyaki beef jerky. And
I
it
mean,
looks
you're
like
not-
bloody piss.
Yeah, it's not exact, but I mean, it's close to that.
Fuck, that is...
And it does look like the piss you find in a bottle on the side of the road.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
I'm
going to give it a sample.
It tastes horrible. This tastes horrible.
Yeah, it's like an old
Holy
tree
shit.
branch.
At least it like the flavor goes out of your mouth fast, but the instant taste
sure.
is
Whoa.
bad.
This is like root beer mixed with apple juice.
Yeah, like a
almost.
flat root beer.
It's very acidic. It's like it also has the tinge of that acidicness you get after you throw up. Am I wrong about that?
a little bit.
The smell is like so specific to me. I'm really trying to figure out what it is.
It smells like it tastes like perfume. Also,
That is when you're a kid and you fucking like.
I feel like I could solve a murder by smelling drinks. I'm like, there's something. Hold on.
My friend John.
Caucasian, early 30s.
My friend John Bryan, when we were in college, put forth the statement that the worst superpower would be being able to smell the future.
You know what? It smells like bouillon cubes. I can't say the fucking word.
bouillon.
Is it bouillon?
I don't know.
Booyah cubes. I should be selling stuff called booyah cubes.
Bouillon, yeah, chicken
Okay,
bouillon.
bouillon, whatever the fuck it is. When we were kids, we used to play a game called Gross Drink. I'm sure many of you did.
I don't think I ever.
Really? Oh,
well,
you wanna hear it?
describe the game. I don't know by
Let me
name.
tell you what
maybe.
giant losers me and my cousins and brothers were. So,
Okay, so there's a ginger smell too.
It's
You,
gin-
you can
yes.
definitely get a direct, but you don't really get a ginger taste.
yes.
Sorry, Seth. I
It's-
just realized. I
well-
just had like an epiphany all of a sudden.
That's okay. We're all solving the murder of who made this drink. Okay, so when we were kids, we used to play this game called Gross Drink, and we'd wait till my mom was gone, of course. Then my cousins and I, we'd all go into the cabinet and just take anything. bouillon, whatever the fuck you said.
Both of them.
And we put bouillon cubes in there. We'd put like, the cooking chocolate that doesn't taste like chocolate. We put that shit in there. Milk, fucking Dr. Pepper or whatever. You'd mash it up and mix it up. And then we'd ask each other trivia questions about Quantum Leap. And if you were wrong, you had to drink the gross drink.
Who knew all this shit about Quantum Leap?
Every single person playing the game.
Okay.
It was a time and a place, folks. And Scott Bakula did a lot for this world, and nobody remembers because he was leaping into people, so you wouldn't know. But he did all the changes that mattered in this country. No.
He almost ran me over on a bike at the Grove.
I fucking love Quantum Leap.
You're not supposed to ride your bike at the Grove. Scott Bakula.
But if you're Scott
I just want to
Bakula-
say that's the second Scott Bakula sighting I've heard of where he was on a bike.
Oh yeah,
He loves the bikes.
Fuck yeah.
He's a cycle
fit man. He's stayed fit.
Just on the side of the can, it says sparkling notes of lavender, vanilla, smoked sea salts, and passion flower meet mind-calming ingredients to mellow you out and help you transcend stress. Think a naked forest bathing at moonlight.
That makes me stressful. Bathing in moonlight.
Now that they say vanilla, it does taste like a ginger root beer with vanilla, but every part of it's bad. Every mixture of those flavors is bad, and they mix them together.
I think I know what they mean when they say naked forest, but it is funnier to imagine that this woman and Bella Hadid are just running like some sort of strange nudist retreat.
Well, they're getting through stress. That's the only way you can do it.
Me and Seth still have some leftovers. Ask us a question about Quantum Leap.
Yeah,
If we get
seriously.
it wrong, we have to drink it.
It tastes just like fucking gross drink. And my brain is going, I've smelled this before. It's the fucking bouillon cubes in a disgusting cup of milk or something. It would like,
we might have something like that coming up in a minute.
Seriously.
Damn it. We have to finish these, huh? We have to use these same glasses
are
again.
you fucking serious? I have to drink this whole fucking thing.
Take it like a shot,
I
baby.
feel like we're going to have to rinse these out to really get a palate cleanse.
Oh, I think it won't be necessary when you see what I have next.
Here's the transcending stress.
Yeah, transcend that stress.
The lavender would explain the perfumey taste.
Yeah.
Knowing what's in it doesn't make it better.
Katie Way did a review of this drink for Vice, and she said, Lightwave, a drink promising grounding calm, was an apple juice-based offering that tasted like Christmas with notes of fluoride haunted by the ghost of carbonation past.
That's funny.
I was like, God, I love it.
It's very flat. That's correct. And there is a Christmas thing, but my Christmas tastes a lot better.
There's some writer who's mad they're fucking reviewing energy drinks on Vice, and they're like, I'm gonna flowery word the fuck out of
I'm going to
this.
turn a phrase on these motherfuckers. Get ready.
Well,
I love it.
This other one I got, we've mentioned this guy before on a previous episode. We tried his energy drink, but I just wanted, I just wanted my friends to drink Jocko's Mölch.
Oh my God. Jocko's Mölch?
Is this like protein drink or something?
Jesus.
So, Jocko, and there's an umlaut on Mölch.
That's what I would call my shit if my name was Jocko. I'd be like, this is Jocko's Mölch.
Will you drink Jocko's
Toilet is
Mölch?
full of Jocko's Mölch.
Dude,
Are you prepared for Jocko's Mölch?
Is it clumpy? What's coming out of that fucking thing?
I'll shake it up.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it like, because
This is
there's the
gross
thing,
drink.
people call it milk, elk milk.
Yeah.
Milk.
Milk.
So is this something like that?
Reindeer fucking
Jocko
milk. I don't know what the umlaut means.
I am Jocko. I run laps and then I milk all over the floor. My milk is everywhere.
See it?
I got to be honest. I just was laughing at Mölch. So
It's terrible.
yeah, I don't think there's any caffeine in that
What's
one.
he selling? What's the concept?
So
It's just like a
Hard
muscle
work,
milk.
clean
Yeah.
fusion.
it's a protein shake.
It
muscle
has a
milk.
time release blend, and it has 4:34 a.m.
You'll have to shit at 4:34.
as if that's the time you're supposed to wake up and do something.
That's right. You got to start doing push-ups. Your Jocko Mölch.
Yeah, this is Jocko, by the way. He's got
And that's really his name. Jocko.
Jocko Willink, and
Yeah, he was born a monster.
oh yeah,
No one tricked him into this. He is this man from birth.
yeah. We talked about him a couple of years ago. He's ex-Navy SEAL. He's got 5 books, one fiction, one children's book. He also has a podcast called the Jocko Podcast.
And they all drink Jocko milk.
Here's the funny part of it is
Stomachs
there's like
explode.
it's supposed to show that it's chocolate on the front.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
has a little piece of broken up chocolate. And then on the back it says does not contain chocolate pieces, as
Just
if to
milk.
warn you,
Yeah.
as if you were worried about it or looking forward to it.
my
It's
God.
not in here.
That's
Bros,
so fucked.
while you're at the gym, you can chug it. It's cool. Doesn't have the chocolate.
I mean, that's
chunks.
why these
Ooh.
are so small. It's 30 grams of protein in 11 fluid ounces. That's pretty
Jesus
fucking good.
Christ. I feel like there's broken glass in there or something. Like there's no telling what's in that weird.
I hope so.
Oh,
I mean, it can't be worse than the last thing we drank.
This is essentially gross drink. We just had to mix them together and then ask me about fucking quantum
I
leap.
cleaned my glass out with some carbonated water.
I'm pretty excited about the Mölch. I was honestly just at the fucking Sinclair, just laughing at Mölch forever.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Rivers,
All right,
you got
well,
it on your nice carpet.
At least I don't have to finish this if I really don't want to.
Oh,
It,
yeah.
it
all right.
smells like every sort of Ensure type
Yeah.
Ovaltine
Oh, yeah, for sure.
pre-chocolate milk
I mean,
mix that they put in water, and it also smells like protein powder.
Yeah, it's-
Before I even sip it,
Totally.
I just want to say
Yes,
it
protein
has
powder.
that thing where it's trying to be like, this is like a chocolate milkshake, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
not at all.
Smell the fucking powder.
Here's some of the episode titles for the podcast. You will get beat down.
You will get beat down.
Staying dangerous in spite of age.
Fuck yeah.
Love that one.
That's like fucking David Lee Roth or something. It's
Just like an updated Reader's Digest
Yeah.
article for like the 21st century.
I know this guy who had gotten older and used to be in the military, and one of his things was just like, I'm old, but I'll beat your ass still. I'm still a badass.
Still beat your ass. Like, I
and
hope to
it's
not get
just
in a
like-
situation where we have to beat each other's asses.
when you're like in your 50s.
yeah, like
Being like, I'm ready to throw down with a 24-year-old, and I'll win.
yeah. I won't give a shit. I won't feel bad at all.
Last one. Draft dodgers and low IQ men being used as cannon fodder.
Low IQ men.
Yeah.
That's right. We got to do something with those low IQ men.
He's got
Stick 'em in the
ideas,
cannon.
folks. Yeah, I'm giving the.
I'm not drinking any more of that.
Yeah, no.
You're a pussy.
I am a
Come
pussy,
on,
yeah.
you grew
I'm a
up playing
pussy.
gross strength.
Yeah, but
and now you
quantum
don't.
leap. I am a pussy.
Now you don't even want to drink a
Nope.
slightly weird.
Nope.
Where do you get your protein from? How much
do it.
protein have you had today? Let me ask you that.
I have a protein counter on my phone, and I just place it on there, and it counts it up. What have I had today? I've had some eggs.
Those have protein.
That's protein?
A little bit.
I had an apple pie. I had a whole apple pie. That's not true. I had an apple pie fucking pastry.
Okay, that's
which I
not.
shared.
That's not a lot.
Yeah.
What else did I have? And I had some hash browns.
Yeah, none in there.
So,
So,
eggs.
your protein deficiency.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm drinking.
Drink it,
I'm drinking
dude.
what's it
Chug
called?
the Jocko Mölch.
Jocko.
I
Mölch.
swear, sometimes some like this will make me feel more energized than an energy drink.
I want the
Because it's like actual nutrients in your system to a certain degree.
Yes. Well, I'm going to do it because you guys are peer
Yeah, I
pressuring
just
me,
shamed
but
you.
If it's for anything
I
else,
just
I would
health
say no.
shamed you.
I would say
It's
no.
not, it's not even for the flavor stuff. That you're doing this for the good of yourself, dude. I'm trying to help you,
Yeah, you can
dog.
tell how weak I was when I walked in.
Put Jocko's
Like,
milk in you.
He's not had enough protein. We got to give him a Jocko milk.
Drink
Yeah.
Jocko's milk.
I had an egg, some ham, and bacon,
Oh, I
and
made my.
cheese on a croissant earlier.
I'm proed it up. I made the beef tips and rice again.
Where's
yeah.
where? Oh, cool. I haven't had beef
All right, well,
tips in forever.
Check my protein
It doesn't
levels.
taste good, but
Later on.
that's 10 extra grams.
Yeah, yeah.
That's probably more than an
Yeah.
egg.
I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
way better.
All
Probably
right.
more than an egg.
I don't know, that's probably
That's what it
around the
says
same.
on the
More
bottom
than-
of the fucking
more than eating raw eggs.
More than
so
an
you don't have to do
instant
that
egg. Yeah.
anymore.
Rocky fans of Rocky, you don't have to do that anymore.
I'm proud to report the kin is having a little kind of back of the head sort of tingling effect with whatever the fake mushrooms they've got in there.
Oh, is that
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm tripping balls.
feel a little,
can't tell.
feel a
Yeah.
little something.
I just went blind. I'm so fucking high.
It was a small
On
can.
Yeah, I'm
calmness.
high off real weed,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm having trouble differentiating the feelings. But maybe I'm on it. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm giving giving Ken like a 1.
0.5.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to give
0.5.
zeros? If we're allowed to give zeros, that's a zero.
I like how bold they were being. I give them 2. You know,
Yeah.
they're
okay.
trying. They're
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
2 for effort.
Yeah, that's how I feel about like Megalopolis. Same situation. Where I'm like,
Haven't
look, they're
seen-
doing it. He's doing
I
it.
think I got to go tonight because it's not going to be in the theaters much longer.
I liked it. Well, we'll get into the shit.
Yeah.
Later. I liked it for those kinds of reasons, for Jocko Milk reasons, Jocko Milk reasons,
Jocko
not
Mölch.
not regular reasons.
I'm giving the Mölch like a
yeah.
3.5.
Look,
Yeah,
the Milk
it's
gave
not
me
bad.
protein, and I was clearly pretty low on protein.
Yeah. And
It's
look how
deficient.
hyped up you
I mean,
are
things
all
have
of a sudden.
changed.
Yeah.
Things have changed. Jocko Milk. I support it.
It tastes exactly like every pre-made fucking protein powder, like muscle milk drink you buy at the store.
Yeah.
So 3.5. I'm just gonna let Rivers take the wheel here and go with him.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not good, but it's not bad.
No, it's not like extraordinarily bad.
Yeah, I would. It's too thick.
I would chug it again.
It's too thick.
I wouldn't savor it.
I would chug it again. It's like you said in college every night, man.
That's why they call me Gin Bachelor.
That's why they call me Gin Bachelor. God damn, that's great.
Okay, you reminded me of movies for a second. Have you seen Fresh from 1994?
No, I've always wanted to. It was one of those movies you play on HBO all the time.
You gotta see this shit.
Dude, I've heard that it's really great.
Ever since I saw it, I wanted to talk. Don't read Rivers. Don't read anything about it.
There's a horror movie called Fresh that came out like
there's Samuel L. Jackson's in it, but he's kind of more like a side character. But dude, this is one of those movies where you're like, of course I know what's going to happen in this movie. It's so obvious. And then you're wrong at every time you think that.
I love that.
Yeah. Every time you think you're a step ahead of this movie, you're not.
That's awesome.
You're 2 steps behind.
Yeah. I've always wanted to see it. It's one of those movies I would see flipping channels all the time, and I saw like 5 minutes of here and there. I've seen that poster, the video box a million times.
That's some great child acting.
Yeah.
From people that didn't go on to be actors, I don't think.
I was just looking to see if I recognized the poster, and I did not.
No, it's a movie I'd never fucking heard of at all.
Yeah, I feel like there was a thing called Gun that was like, it was like an anthology show where it's like someone had a gun and then it got passed to someone else and then it got passed to someone else, and each episode was like a different person with the same gun, I guess. And I think it's the same production company who was doing that. Is it sort of anthology style, or is it like move between characters, or does it?
The main character's name is Fresh.
Okay, so it is sort of like a
there's a guy. There's a guy. There's a guy who's you want to root for him.
Yeah. I'll root for anyone named Fresh.
Yeah. But yeah, it's directed by the same guy who ended up making like Remember the Titans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, he went on to make movies that were like nothing like Fresh at all. I had only ever seen, I think, Remember the Titans, but based on Remember the Titans, you would see that and you're like, there's no way this same guy directed both these movies.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Well, the 90s was like a time where they were like, we want real people making movies about real characters and real, people on this planet, like there's so many, Jim Jarmusch made it about immigrants and New Yorkers and living in the same apartment. Like there was this kind of like, we want to see the streets in movies.
Yeah.
And that's sort of like,
we want to see RZA and Bill Murray having a conversation in a coffee shop.
But I don't whether he was capitalizing on that or he was just that was a movie made about whatever. But yeah, that sounds cool. I've always wanted to see it, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Go home,
right up my alley.
Figure it out.
Yeah, Spike Lee adjacent at the same time period, so I was aware.
Yeah. The set they do a good job. It's in New York City. They do a good job.
Yeah,
you mentioned it. You brought up the Spectre. I haven't seen it yet, but what's the skinny on Megalocalypse? First of all, I literally cannot say the movie without saying Megalocalypse. It just keeps coming out of my fucking mouth.
Yeah.
That's a good name for it.
Well, that's the sequel that's coming out. He's also going to pay $200 million to make that for no reason.
It'll be coming out in 2050.
Yeah, every actor on its last legs will be in it whenever that time comes.
The Megalocalypse.
At the end of Timothée Chalamet's life. My experience with it was very specific. So I also did a first impressions, which was my YouTube thing about it. So you can kind of figure out what I think there. But I really only talked about people were reacting like this was like The Room or something.
Yeah.
Like it isn't that fucking stupid. Like it is definitely misguided and weird and all over the place. And, and fucking it's also, I say this in the video too. It's like Francis Ford Coppola has made more inconsistent movies than he's made consistent movies. He literally only made 3 movies that everyone talks about a billion years ago. And he has never made a movie like that ever again. So when people are like, he's really lost it since The Godfather, you're like, no shit.
That was 52 years ago.
Yeah, that's called Boundaries and limited money and limited access, where the studio is still like, you have to deliver a cut that's watchable that we want to put in theaters.
Right.
He's been beyond that since Apocalypse Now. I mean, obviously, there's a great Hearts of Darkness about him acting insane in the making of Hearts of Darkness.
Having a series of heart attacks.
Yeah, totally. And filming Martin Sheen while he has a heart attack and not giving a shit at all. Yeah, he's having a heart attack. Like he's notoriously crazy, oversteps his bounds, pushes things way past what any movie studio would sanction as, something you should be doing on set. So this is all nothing new. So I was not surprised by that. But it really feels more like a Baz Luhrmann movie than anything else.
All right. You've piqued my interest.
Yeah, like
now.
that's what it's like.
Yeah.
in the first impressions I did, I cut clips from Moulin Rouge in with his, and you cannot tell the difference. So you're like, people were like, it's so stupid and crazy. It's like, no, it's not. It's like a fucking Baz Luhrmann movie. Everyone's talking like they're in Shakespeare. And it's like, there's a lot to criticize.
Sure.
There's a lot to criticize. And but it's not like so laugh out loud stupid until he tries to make the movie make sense. And in the last like 40 minutes, he starts throwing in stuff and you're like, what? This is idiotic. And then I won't run it, but there's something involving a boner that is presented not necessarily as a joke, and it's actually like a huge linchpin of the movie. Something involving a boner.
Okay.
So you're kind of like, okay, this old man's sort of like, boners are hilarious. Like, the boners are still part of life. I don't care how old I am. We still get boners. Put it in the movie. Like that's
they didn't even want to just subtly show he's turned on or horny. They're like, no, show the fucking
and he
bulge.
says boner. Like, it's insanity. Like, I won't even get into it because you got to see it. But when it happens, it's one of the best scenes in the movie, but it's so crazy. You're like, whoa, are they really doing this? What the fuck? And then something else happens and you're like, I guess that was kind of cool. Or was that stupid? Like, the whole thing's kind of like that. But there's some really cool stuff in it. And like, I saw it with Carter. It was really fun to see it in the theater together in IMAX. We both felt the same way, where it's kind of like, yeah, it's ridiculous and everything, but it isn't so stupid that it's like The Room is like inept. This guy has made like 30 movies. Forget directing, like produced, like
written.
Yeah,
he wrote fucking Patton.
He wrote Patton. Yeah. So it's like he has a long history in film. So being like, like it looks so dumb. No, it doesn't. If you watch it, it's like a regular. It's not like a regular movie, but it's shot with some confidence.
Sure,
it isn't like so idiotic. So me and Carter both were pretty pissed off at the row in front of us. Were like filming the screen the entire time, and they were just like, they must have been on drugs or something. They were just like laughing hysterically when. At things that are a joke, like things that are obviously a joke. Like there's a part where Jason Schwartzman's like talking to this guy he works for, and this woman's learning how to dance with some instructor. And so he's like, talks to the guy, and then he's like, oh, excuse me. And then he runs as fast as he can to a drum kit, and then he busts out like a breakbeat while they dance. And you're like, that's a joke. I mean, that's definitely a joke, But they were just like, oh my God, like dying. And you're like, that's not The Room. Like The Room isn't on purpose. He thinks he's doing good filmmaking or something. He thinks it's good. Like that's not what's happening. Like,
it's like a Bad Detective Port of Call New Orleans.
Totally.
Like Herzog is fucking with
which
you
I
here.
love that shit. I love it's so fucking bonkers.
Shoot him again. His soul is still dancing.
Yeah. And the lizards keep popping up, and he's like, oh no, like that movie's insane.
I love that
but that's
movie.
A similar kind of thing where it's like he's playing around. And I listened to the editor of Megalocalypse on this editing podcast I listened to, and he was like, it never worked with him before. Was recommended through somebody else, so they never worked together. And he was like, it was the most unique experience I've ever had because he would come in every day and be like, want to hear a crazy idea? And I'd be like, what? And he'd be like, let's cut that. Let's move this. What if we put the music, like just crazy ideas. And then he was like, we would just sort of either try that and then split it down the middle. Like, okay, let's do half of that or more. Or we'd go, let's go extra crazy.
Yeah.
And then he was like, at a certain point, he was like, let's get every take in where they did something weird. Like if they read a line weird, let's just get all those takes.
All the bloopers.
Yeah. So he was like, we just made, he was like, I totally get why someone wouldn't like it or whatever. He was like, but the experience of making it is all part of what it is. And that was the fun of it, was like, he was basically like, I don't have to follow rules. I'm not going to. And I don't even really know what I want to see. Like every day we're just going to keep fucking with it till it's something that I think is interesting. And then we'll see if people give a shit. But that's the way he was operating. So he was like, it was a crazy experience because it would be like, we got the movie locked. And then he'd be like, what if? And then he would like build some crazy set and shoot a bunch of extra shit and bring it back and fuck up an entire sequence. Like so it's very unique and interesting and like it's fun to watch. Like it was very fun to watch. He hasn't made a good movie in a billion years. So I don't expect him to come out with Apocalypse Now or Godfather.
Like Jack.
Yeah, exactly. But it's things like One from the Heart, which is like a musical he made that cost like $100 million in the 80s. It just tanked his entire movie studio, and no one thinks it's good.
Tom Waits,
Tom Waits to the songs.
Soundtracks. Yeah. I think I've got that album.
Yeah, totally. And then he recut the whole movie recently, and people were like, "It's better," but it's like. At this point, he also is getting high on recutting. Like he just loves being like, let's fuck with it. Let's, you know what I mean? Like he just likes fucking with it. So it's like this time he didn't make a normal movie and then made a shitty director's cut. He just made the shitty director's cut right up front.
Okay.
So, anyways,
I bought when it first came out on DVD the Apocalypse Now Redux.
Yeah, totally. It's way too long.
But
ridiculous.
here's the thing: it was like I was 14 or something, and I just knew I'd never seen the movie, but I was like, I knew this is one of those movies you have to see.
Yeah, totally.
Man, and that was the only version I saw forever. So when I finally saw the one that was cut together by an editor who knew what they were doing, I was like,
Walter Murch.
oh, it's so much better. It's so much better not being 4 hours long of fucking at the French plantation house.
Right, which is cool. They have that stuff, and they should have put out, like David Lynch does on was it Fire Walk With Me? They put out the missing pieces on Blu-ray, and it's an hour and a half. It's basically a whole nother movie that has all these scenes.
Jackass 2.5.
Yeah, it's like they blend it together and just go like, it's kind of a fever dream hour and a half thing. It's not, we're not going to make it deleted scenes, and we're not going to make it a whole movie. It's just this weird flowing thing. So it's like, that's what you should do with shit like that. Just put it in its own little place, and if you want to look at cool extra stuff and get stoned and watch this crazy sequence you've heard about that, didn't make it in the film, cutting that shit into the movie, the whole job of editing is to make things cohesive.
Yes.
So when you start just chunking in all this weird stuff that takes up 45 minutes, you're like, now I don't give a shit about this, and this.
Yeah.
When this happens, and that's
just
why you can't do that.
God damn it.
That's why you can't do that kind of shit. So anyways, but he's done it to all of his movies, like The Outsiders, which I fucking love.
Yeah.
That movie, that's probably the last good movie made.
What's that, what, 80,
Rumblefish is pretty good.
81?
Yeah, something
82?
like that. Yeah. Rumblefish is crazy, which is a movie made at the same time, but it's like black and white, and there's some things that are in color, and it's so weird. But he's always a gamble. But anyways, The Outsiders, his father did the music. Well, the whole theme of that movie is about Gone with the Wind. He's reading Gone with the Wind, so they use these very operatic, incredible, like sweeping old scores from like something like Gone with the Wind, and the backdrops are painted backdrops sometimes and things like that to purposely elevate that, right? But he was fighting with his dad who did the score the whole time. So he was like, I actually didn't want my dad to do the score. And so now I'm going to reclaim my movie. And then he recut it with all these 50 songs in it. So all that crazy, gorgeous, weird, like MGM studio shit makes no sense because it's like
yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Link Ray and shit.
And he destroys the movie. I mean, it sucks. Like, it's not good at all. And it's because every music cue was changed to some like Big Bopper song.
Hello, babe.
Yeah, and he's like, this is better. You're like, no, it's not, dude. It's too late. You already made the other movie that won a shitload of awards and changed people's lives. Don't fuck with it, you weirdo. But anyway, so yeah, so that's, Coppola is always going to do that kind of shit. So
I got clown pilled last week, everybody. I saw J2, Folie à Deux.
Oh, you did?
I had to.
Dude.
Call me Odysseus. Strap me to the mast. I must see it.
Strap me to a chair. What was the podcast name?
Yeah.
Death is Intimate or whatever. That's exactly what Joker.
Feed me the Jocko Mölch.
Yeah. You were just drinking Jocko Mölch. I'm like, this is better than the first one.
Well, I didn't like the first one.
I hate it because it's a fucking impression of Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to the
Scorsese
point.
for idiots.
Yeah, totally. So I'm curious. I will see it because I have to see it because it's
you have
something.
Right.
But
this is my very.
You did not like it, correct?
My very short review of it. No, it's not a good film. I will never see it again. I kind of respect it a little bit, and it's because. It's no coincidence Todd Phillips' first film was a documentary about Gigi Allen
throwing shit at people.
This was him shoving a microphone in his ass and throwing shit at a paying audience. And I was kind of like watching a gorilla freak out at a zoo where you're just kind of like, okay, this is like terrible, but
I like that. I mean, I feel like I might like it a little more than most people because I like that kind of thing. But people have tattoos of that fucking shit.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Like the fucking Pharrell made a whole record where they're playing the Joker in the background to get psyched, and it's like now everyone's like, this is horrible,
dude. There's like
like a Deadpool sticker on your car.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I hate to say it's worth seeing, but it's like
he hurt a lot of people's feelings.
Yeah,
and their
that's
tattoos,
kinda,
and their t-shirts, and their Etsy accounts.
That was the other thing I said. It was like
fucked with a lot of people.
He did what everyone accused Rian Johnson of doing with The Last Jedi, where he was like hate fucking the audience.
Yeah,
so it's like, oh, this is what it really looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
he's a comedy guy. He's not a fucking drama director. So you can never convince me he can tell a fucking drama. He can make comedies, old school, Hangover. Fine, that's his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
listen to the guy talk. He's a comedy guy, but he tried to act like Mr. Filmmaker for a minute. Then he was like, never mind.
Also, as far as like the musical part goes, I feel like he pulled up a PDF of the Great American Songbook, like all the standards, and just Control F clown, Control F laugh, and just included every song that had some. So it's just all these like terrible standards that are just hilarious. And then we laugh. Oh god, all of them.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
because that's the kind of thing that at home you're like, yeah, whatever, this is stupid. But in a theater, you're like, how much longer are they doing this?
straight up. Every
The whole
time
thing?
they would start a new song, I was furious.
Yeah,
But
that's crazy. I don't want to see it in a theater.
Yeah.
I'll see that fucking movie, but I'm not gonna.
I got the A-list, baby. I can see all the crap I want.
That's a Holly. Holly has the A-list, and she sees all sorts of insane shit. She's like a double feature of just absolute crap.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
enjoy yourself. I can't endure it.
You find me cruel, selfish, and unfeeling? I am. I work without caring what happens to either of us. So go back to the club, bear it all, and stalk the kind of people that you enjoy.
Speaking of endurance, I have a little story to share regards the movie Biz, and this one I've been wanting to cover this for a little while, ever since I found out about this, but finally had a chance to sit down and do some research, and I'm interested to know if you guys have heard of this. What do you think is the most dangerous movie set ever?
Rust.
Yeah.
Someone definitely got killed.
Yeah.
The Crow.
That might be it. Yeah, crust. Yeah, crust. Crust. Crust.
They're putting it out as crust. Just let people know that they know it sucks and throw people off.
Also, apparently the plot of that movie is that he accidentally killed somebody.
That's really in the plot of the movie?
Swear to God.
No, my
Damn.
And now, like, the law is looking for him, and he's like, it wasn't my fault.
He's like, this gun was rusty. I don't know. It was a rusty gun. Rust.
No, that's his name, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. His name is Rust.
Yeah.
Damn, what a terrible pivot for Alec Baldwin.
Yeah. Yeah. I think those are the, the true, like, loss of human life. But
Yeah.
I would say, on the whole, I think it has to be a little film. Have you guys ever heard of Roar?
Of course not.
Yeah, I
This
don't.
is one of those fringe films that you'd only watch to see how bad it is, I assume.
And so,
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
don't even
Don't do it?
Don't
Okay, you're
do
gonna
it.
tell me. You're gonna tell me.
I'm gonna tell you.
Let Rivers do it.
Oh,
He
yeah.
already did. He already looked it up.
Oh,
When
yeah.
all the kids have the internet, you're like,
Yeah.
let me Google it. I bet that happens all the time now.
So,
Okay, yeah.
This is a little thing I wrote, sourcing from Richard Brody, writing for The New Yorker, Clark Collis, writing for Entertainment Weekly, Ben Cosgrove, writing for Time, Alex Papademos, writing for Grantland, and Charlie Schmidland, writing for Vice. So
In
this
case
is,
you thought he was fucking making this shit up.
yeah. Well, no, I gotta give the writers their credit for citing my sources and whatnot, but also just that it was very heavily covered because this thing finally got a re-release in 2015, and that is when most people kind of became aware of it. But
Became Roarheads.
yeah, the Roarheads came out of the jungle. So the year is 1969. Hollywood talent agent Noel Marshall is on a safari in Mozambique. Noel would go on to be best known as the executive producer of The Exorcist. So he was a talent agent. He represented the guy who wrote The Exorcist and then got cut in on the profits of that movie. But that's still a couple years away. His biggest client is also his wife. And that would be the star of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, Tippi Hedren.
Oh, yeah, whose career was ruined by
Alfred Hitchcock.
So,
That's
yes.
why she's in Africa making these terrible movies, is because after Marnie, the last film she made with Hitchcock, he sexually harassed her,
Like
and
every
ruined
actress,
her
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
career. So
yeah.
now she's in Mozambique with her new husband,
yeah.
shooting a film called Satan's Harvest.
Oh, my God.
And
Sounds good. I'd watch that movie.
dude, it sounds.
I
Listen
like-
to this.
Yeah, he's got a brand, though. Exorcist, Satan's Harvest.
Well, he's just a talent agent at this point. He's
and
not
a devil worshiper. of some kind.
So in this movie, George Montgomery plays a character named Cutter Murdoch.
Fucking A. Oh, my God, that rules.
And he is a private eye who inherits a heroin and marijuana drug ranch in Africa. And
Yeah.
he gets there, and then everyone tries to kill him. And that's
yeah.
the movie.
I'd watch that.
And it's called Satan's what?
Satan's Harvest. The heroin and the marijuana.
It's called
That's-
Cutter Murdoch versus the motherfuckers.
Oh, it says Cutter Murdoch on the
Yeah,
poster.
so
and
you better
shit.
use that
Like,
shit.
George Montgomery apparently made a few of these,
Yeah.
but anyway, on their downtime, they're on safari, and while on safari, Marshall and Hedren were driven past an old Portuguese rubber plantation house that had been completely overrun by a pride of 30 lions.
Whoa.
The great beasts hung out of every window and door. Quote, this is Tippi Hedren.
Cats like looking out windows.
Yeah.
This is good for your Halloween research. Cats be poking their heads out windows. I know this.
Tippi Hedren says, quote, "We were just delighted with the way that they adapted themselves to living there. They were just so funny." And
Oh, no. They ripped someone's face off, didn't they?
and that's when Marshall had an idea. Quote, "We ought to make a movie about this."
houses. I mean, lions living in a house.
So it's a house.
Should have been called that. I would watch it.
Well,
lions living in a house.
it's been taken over by lions. The windows and doors are all ripped out, and this insane guy, who's again a talent agent, not a writer, not anything at this point, is just like, we should make a movie about this, which is the most like cocaine thought ever. It's like, no, dude, we should just do a movie about
I don't know.
this.
That's not even cocaine thought. That's like, I just had a spur of the moment genius idea.
What if lions lived in
Look
a
how
house?
cute these lions are. This is money.
Yeah, the lion landlord. Like, what was the concept?
Yeah, I was going to ask, what's the story they're trying to tell here?
One lion won't stop shitting in the other lion's room.
So the guide explained that the lion population was crashing due to deforestation and poaching. Marshall and Hedren thought that a movie about lions in Africa could help raise awareness, and they would use the proceeds from the film to improve the lives of the big cats.
Bullshit.
who were in captivity.
They're gonna make their lives better. Sure.
So, when he returned to the United States, not a writer, Noel Marshall banged out a script called Lions, and More Lions.
Whoa.
That's the name of the movie.
I would watch any movie called that. Lions, and more lions.
They used to know how to name a movie.
No shit. Just
proper.
tell us what we're buying a ticket to, please. Folie à deux. I don't know what the fuck that means.
His script was simple and not at all convoluted. Lions, and More Lions told the story of a scientist who abandons his family in America to live in Africa in harmony with the big cats. He attempts to protect them from hunters. One day while he's away, the family arrives in his lion-filled house and they are terrified. And it's a comedy.
I could see that being a comedy.
He's like, get to know these guys. They're fun.
This is a 20-minute movie on paper,
Sure.
like what he's describing, but like...
He's got to get hyped up to leave his family. That's probably the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Totally.
And then he
Then he
goes
learns
to
to love in
Then he
some
goes to the
capacity.
cats. It's probably the next like 45 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then his family comes, and that's that's the end of it.
Yeah, the door opens up and they go, lions, and more lions. Roll credits.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what? I learned to love my wife and kids again. All it took was being around these cats.
Yep, and then he gets his face ripped off. And he goes right to credits.
So Marshall and Hedren then set about convincing Japanese and British investors to provide the funds for a movie with a $3 million budget on a 6-month shoot. So that was the original plan.
Yeah.
John Stebetsky, writing for Draft House Films, quote, upon approaching Hollywood animal trainers for support, they were told their idea was a suicide mission and were dismissed as brain sick and completely and utterly insane.
Whoa, brain sick. That's a better title.
See, this isn't a cocaine idea. This is a brain sick
This is
idea.
a brain sick.
So they soon learned that big cats are extremely territorial and would never be able to act in a movie together unless they were raised alongside one another. So, in response, they began covertly adopting young cast-off circus lions
Whoa.
and breeding them in their home in Sherman Oaks.
Holy shit.
Hedren and her daughter, the emerging actress Melanie Griffith,
There you go.
the mother of the other shittiest movie of the year, Madam Web.
Exactly. And she's also, not the nicest person in the world, it seems, to her daughter.
Well, so
Generational trauma, baby. We
yeah.
pass it down.
Well, that might be because she and her stepbrothers lived amongst an ever-growing pride of over 30 lions inside of their suburban home before
Whoa.
authorities discovered the animals and made them move them.
Yeah.
So in 1972, and apparently like her stepbrother was saying they were moving the cubs. Anytime animal control would come, they would just they had a sympathetic neighbor and they would just throw them over the fence into the neighbor's yard so the animal control guys wouldn't find them.
Oh my God.
And then finally they caught up to him. So with no options left in Sherman Oaks, Marshall and Hedren bought a ranch out in Acton, California, just outside of Valencia near Soledad Canyon. And they created a big cat sanctuary called Shambhala.
Fuck yeah.
Where the movie would be filmed. Shambhala is still around today, and they do 2 tours every month. And I
Really?
am fucking going.
Go to Shambhala.
I cannot wait.
I love that.
They're doing 2 tours in November. I think I'm going to go to one. So the set for the film was built at Shambhala at an exorbitant cost, and they recreated the house that Marshall and Hedren had seen in Africa. This is also around the time they adopted an African bull elephant named Timbo and 2 Siberian tigers who are, it should be noted, not from Africa.
Yeah. Do they all die? They actually made a movie? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They made the movie in some capacity.
They absolutely did.
Holy shit.
So this is John Marshall, Noel's son again. Quote, I was about 15 and I said, why do we have tigers? there's no tigers in Africa. I was the voice of reason. I would say, why do we have mountain lions? Those are from North America. Everybody would go, that's a stupid question.
Damn.
This is why 15-year-olds hate their parents.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the times they're right, and they're old-ass parents.
That's right.
They don't want to admit it.
Geography and habitat be damned. The other big cats made the elder Marshall so happy that he rewrote the script to include them. This movie would now be called Roar. Hedren originally wanted Jack Nicholson to play the lead role, but the non-actor Marshall took the role himself instead.
Wanted, as in this motherfucker was never going to do this movie.
Yes, that was
ever.
and this is the days before answering machines, so that phone just kept ringing.
Yeah, it's no wanted. Yes, we all wanted a lot of things in this world.
So, and this is all like quote unquote pre-production, and this is going on for years because they have to raise a pride of lions that won't kill them theoretically.
Yeah, this is
This guy must have thought the script was so fucking good.
Telling
He
you.
was like, "This is Star Wars."
Oh, yeah.
of fucking lions.
So at its height, Shambhala was home to 71 lions, 26
Jeez.
tigers, a tigon, which is half tiger, half lion, 9 black panthers, 10 cougars, 2 jaguars, 4 leopards, and 2 elephants. The only animal that the Hedren Marshall clan ever turned down was a hippopotamus, which I am shocked.
Because they're so dangerous.
Yeah.
They at least knew that.
Yeah,
they
they're
know
like-
a little bit.
Yeah, they're legit dangerous. I'm going to focus on these lions.
This is John Marshall again. Eventually, I was raising a tiger myself over in Marina Del Rey.
Whoa, that's a nice area.
I used to take the tiger to the bar over by the boats, and I'd tie him up on this railing because I knew the owner.
Oh my God.
The 70s in LA.
Fucking A. I wish I lived here so bad in the 70s. You see these Robert Altman movies and shit. Like everyone's stoned and crazy, and the furniture looks terrible. It's a great time. Everyone's drunk.
Girls would come by and they'd go, "Can I play with the tiger?" And I'd say, "Oh, not right now. I'm leaving in a couple minutes. But if you give me your phone number, I only live 2 blocks away."
You'll maul your face off while you sleep.
Yeah.
So come on over. You'll get to know him really well.
I knew it was unusual, so I played it up. So
I use this tiger to get pussy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He don't mind me fucking. He just goes to sleep. Good
my
Lord.
pussy getting footy tat.
My God. I mean,
Talk about a wingman.
pretty cool. Pretty cool.
A claw man. Principal photography on Roar began on October 1st, 1976, and would continue for 5 years.
God damn.
So Hedren and Marshall hired a promising young Dutch filmmaker to
This is why I know what this is. I know what this is.
a young Dutch filmmaker named Jan de Bont
Fucking
to
A.
shoot the film. De Bont, of course, would go on to shoot Die Hard and Basic Instinct, and of course he
Speed.
directed Speed and Twister.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
He's a notorious. I don't give a fuck. Let's do it.
Yeah.
He's kind of crazy. So of course he was the guy they found to do this fucking movie.
I don't care. I'm lacerating Helen Hunt with hail.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
This was his first film, his first American film.
Whoa.
And so
awesome.
he would spend hours setting up 5 cameras and then wait around for the cats to do something. So the vibe of this movie is essentially like a documentary style more than anything, because the practicality of getting cats to do something
Right.
is just impossible. So this guy would basically have to go handheld and just sort of film them doing things, and that's how they would fill in the B-roll of the movie.
Bad comedic timing.
Yeah,
Lions
that's
have.
right. Couldn't land a joke, and this is a comedy.
Yeah, that's going to be a big issue.
Yeah, that's right.
The good thing about a comedy is you need lots of B-roll of lions laying around.
Yeah, this is like a Robin Williams, Jim Carrey situation. Let him do what he needs to do. We'll get in the edit. You're like, I don't think so.
The scene where 2 tigers ride in the back of a car took weeks to film because the tigers were freaked out because they're tigers and had never ridden in the back of a car.
Sure.
Why not?
Now that's funny. They should have filmed that.
They did.
They don't even know how to ride in a car. These lions.
I guess if you're going to the bar, you shouldn't drive your tiger there. It's not safe.
Ride him.
So, this is DeBont, quote, "It was frustrating at times, but I was hooked. The cats were fascinating. They never did the same thing twice."
And that's a modern quote from him.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, I still like this shit.
Yeah, well,
It was cool then. It's cool now.
well, that's surprising because 3 weeks into filming, a lioness grabbed DeBont by the back of the head
Whoa.
with her mouth and began violently shaking the Dutchman, effectively scalping him in the process.
Holy shit.
John DeBont received 120 stitches, but continued on with the film
That's
for the
what I'm
next
talking
5
about.
fucking years. There is a picture, I will put it on the Discord, I'll put it on Twitter, of him when he came back to the set where he's got the friar tuck, just missing
Yeah.
bald part that is sewn up the fuck. And
Whoa.
he stayed on with this
I love
movie.
it. When directors were like stuntmen.
Yeah. It makes me feel a little different about those stories about him on Twister and Speed where he was just like working people to the bone. And you're like, yeah, well, he did get a huge chunk out of his head.
When Seth first said that, I was like, he sounds like an asshole. And then I was like, no, he has the experience to back it up.
Yeah, come on. Yeah,
you should listen to him on some OG street shit
right.
just based off his experience.
He's like, let me show you the fucking scar, all right?
And guess how good the movie was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, one day, Marshall watched Timbo the elephant gleefully destroy a camper shell on his property. He loved it so much that he wrote a scene in the script where an elephant destroys a rowboat full of people.
Oh no, that sounds unsafe.
These are not trained animals. These are just animals that he's been feeding for 3 or 4 years. Timbo would go on to break his trainer's shoulder, and a couple weeks later, he threw Tippi Hedren herself off his back while she was riding him. She suffered a fractured leg and massive scalp wounds. Quote, "It really was a freak accident. Timbo and I have been friends for years."
These are like Tiger King fucking people.
Straight
shit
up.
crazy.
Yes,
Same
yes.
bullshit.
It's amazing.
Like, he was my son, though, so I let him stay. Like, cool.
It's just the same mentality of someone who has like a dog that bites people and they're fine with it. But these are like way more vicious.
So dangerous. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tippi was later bitten in the head by a lion named Cherries and required
Always the cute name one really will fuck you up hardcore.
and required 38 stitches. This incident can be seen in the film.
Whoa.
So Hedren was also scratched on the arm by a leopard, bitten on the chest by a cougar. An assistant director narrowly escaped death when a lion's claws missed his jugular by an inch.
Wow, nobody actually died, though, which is unbelievable.
So of the film's 140-person cast and crew, over 70 of them were attacked by animals during the 5-year production of the film. So literally...
break it down by the year. That's actually not that many people.
That is still like a coin flip as to whether or not you're going to be mauled by a tiger.
There's no protocol involved to keep you safe. It's just like you may or may not get
People
hurt.
don't understand how poorly you get paid in the industry here.
Oh, yeah.
That you're willing to take the tiger mauled job.
Dude, and it's Tippi Hedren and all these other people. Yeah.
Would you believe this was a non-union shoot?
Yeah.
So John Marshall said that he believed the number of people injured was actually over 100. And he would know because he himself was hospitalized following an incident in which a lion decided to clamp down on his head for 25 minutes. It took 6 men to pry the jaws apart, and he got 56 stitches in his head.
25 minutes.
Straight up.
Wait, so you didn't just kill the fucking lion when it's got your head in the mouth at like minute 5 or 3 or 2?
No, just imagine who
he's like, this should be a scene in the movie. That's what he's thinking by minute 20.
This is the guy who's taken tigers to Marina Del Rey. So think of, he's like the Siegfried and Roy shit where it's like, we must not destroy Manticore.
That's right.
It's like, no, we have to destroy Manticore. I'm sorry.
That sucks.
Manticore fucked up.
Yeah.
Once, Noel Marshall was filming a scene in a bathtub. And again, this is in the film. He is at some point holding his hand up and it is just gushing blood. In this movie, it's supposed to be a comedy. It has like this slapstick fucking like music and shit, and it's fucked up. Like
rules.
I still haven't seen the whole thing, but I spent all morning just watching clips and being like, this is genuinely terrifying.
Sounds
because
great.
None of these animals are trained. These are actually just people with like 30 lions around them.
Totally.
So he's sitting in a bathtub, and a lion named Donnie bit him. Naked and covered in blood, Marshall chased the lion outside to chastise him. And that's when he was met by one of the Japanese investors in the film who had just arrived for a visit.
You goddamn lion. Hey, Mr.
Straight up.
Mr. Toyota.
The money's been invested properly. Don't worry.
So another time a brush fire broke out on the ranch. Noel was mauled by the cheetah that he was trying to save from the fire.
Holy shit. While he's trying to save him from the fire, he was mauled by it.
There's a brush fire. The cheetah's freaked out. And then, a man just comes and be like, I'm here to help. Like, of course he got fucked up.
Oh my God.
So you can see him actively bleeding throughout the movie. He was eventually taken to the hospital and diagnosed with gangrene and blood poisoning due to all the animal bites.
Jesus
Christ.
And Tippi eventually got gangrene too.
God damn.
This shit is fucking
I remember,
wild.
this is so stupid, it has nothing to do with this. One time my brother told my cousins when we were kids, he was trying to insult them because they had like, they just grew up in an apartment complex or something. So he was like, well, at least I didn't grow up in gangrene. Like it was like the hood or something.
Ooh.
And they just destroyed him for like 20 minutes. Like, you fucking idiot. That's not what gangrene is, you fucking moron. It's not some fucking community where the poor people go.
Man, that is
should be.
That is kind of a great
Isn't
insult.
great?
Yeah.
They said it grew up in gangrene.
Yeah,
That's why I'll never forget that. They were like, you fucking idiot. The second it left his fucking mouth. Anyway, sorry.
So Melanie Griffith was also seriously hurt when her face was slashed by a lion. She had to get over 50 stitches and reconstructive plastic surgery.
Oh, began the plastic surgery journey that she continued.
Now you hear this, you're like, yeah, of course
Yeah, that should
she
be in
looks
her
like
bio.
that now.
Yeah, that should be in her bio at the top.
A fucking lion tore my face off.
Yeah. My backstory is this.
The incident can be seen in the film, set to bouncy and playful
course.
music that would be appropriate for slapstick, like I mentioned.
Incredible. Like just put a little parlor piano on there.
Because it's supposed to be a comedy. This guy saw a house full of lions and was just like, oh, this is comedy gold.
Yeah, he was trying to recreate that energy amongst terror and pain.
So
Remember when we saw them bucking their heads out? It was hilarious.
like you see the goddamn movie and you're like, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
So I never want to see this movie
Yeah,
based on what they've said is in it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's like watching Faces of Death. Like, I don't want to see all that shit.
The best part is they dammed up, and this is like, halfway between Los Angeles and one of the desert cities, Lancaster. So not a lot of water, but they have this crucial scene that he rode in with the fucking rowboat. So they had to dam up like one of the small creeks there to create the lake. And you watch the scenes where they're on the rowboat in the lake, and you can tell the lake is about 3 feet deep, maybe, if that. But one day, the humans got some payback. A monsoon descended on Soledad Canyon, and a flood destroyed the movie set. During the deluge, 3 of the lions got loose, and the sheriff had to shoot them.
Oh, my God.
So a bunch of lions are just running around Valencia. They're like, Tippy?
Tippy Hedger?
Sorry.
These people never got in trouble for any of this.
It's the 70s, man. Whatever,
Yeah,
dude.
they didn't have
that's what I'm
laws.
talking about. Wrecking cars,
Shit
leaving
like
them.
this is why they have laws now. I
know.
For why you can't do this shit.
Yeah, dude. Cheech and Chong and Pee Wee Herman are tearing up the strip. Fucking lions are mauling people in Valencia. Hedren said they were all determined to finish the film. Quote, "We were so sure the film was going to be a success that we thought everything would take care of itself financially."
God, how confused must you be?
Roar's final cost was $17 million, and from inception to completion, it took 11 years to finish.
Damn.
And all of Noel Marshall's Exorcist money went to pay for it. So, like, in the middle of all this,
He had a huge
you
success.
have one of the biggest hit films of the 70s, and this guy should have just been chilling, but instead he is paying for his family to be torn to pieces by wild cats.
Yeah, that probably also led some of this actions because he was like, I fucking know. I knew about The Exorcist. I know about fucking Lion House. This is going to be fucking
Definitely.
good. I know it.
Marshall and Hedren had to sell every piece of property they had, and obviously they divorced in 1982. So the second this thing was out, it was Tippy was
Yeah.
out too.
I'm sure that conversation for them, like, I'm just going to put lions on the reason. I'm just going to write lions. And you fucking know what it means. So
No,
let's
not
just settle
lions.
it. And
Not lions, Seth. Lions,
and more lions. It's like, yeah, she
Yes.
just wrote that on the divorce papers. They were like, yeah, that checks out. We don't need to ask any more questions.
So Royer was eventually released in 1981 in the UK, Australia, Japan, Germany, and Italy. It brought in $2 million total and was never released theatrically in North America until 2015.
Damn.
When Draft House Films bought the rights to it, re-released it on Blu-ray, and screened it at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Alamo Draft
That's
House.
right.
Fuck you.
It's also, I just looked at it on Letterboxd. It's not badly rated. It's 3.2, which means it works. It's not perfect, but it works or something.
I don't think that's where the rating comes from. I think
That's
it's
the way I
because
look at
you have genuine, like, you have an
You can't believe
emotional,
what you're looking
you have an
at. Yeah.
emotional reaction to it. You're like, no.
Yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
a bad idea. That's a
Totally.
It's like Jackass. We're just
Yeah.
like no.
Yeah, it has
Except
some
you're not.
value.
It's like Jackass, but you're not excited to see the pranks. You just
Totally.
wish they would. You're like, no, don't. No, please.
Yeah. Just the thrill is the value.
Actually,
You're
I
like,
guess
look at this
you know
shit.
what? It is a 1-to-1 because
Yeah.
the parts of Jackass that I maybe least enjoy is the animal stuff.
Oh yeah,
where
sure.
it's-
Wild Boys, the whole spinoff was that.
I like some of it because
Yeah.
some of it's interesting, but
But
when
it's so scary.
like it's specifically, it's like when Johnny Knoxville, a 50-year-old man, is getting like bucked up 20 feet in the air and landing on his head. Then you're just like, fuck, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or when Rachel Wolfson gets bit by the spider directly on
Yeah.
the face, you're like,
Scorpion.
Yeah. Oh, that's right,
And then
Scorpion.
she licks a taser.
God damn. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's at least stupid. Like, I'm licking tasers, fuck it. But
It's
yeah, you
funny,
evolve
and
an
the
animal,
scorpion
yeah.
thing's funny. But
Yeah.
then if you're just like, I'm going to use a bull to hurt myself, it's like, okay, Johnny, you need to
Yeah.
retire.
Yeah. We get it.
So as of this recording, Tippi Hedren is still kicking at age 94. She runs the
Damn, is that right?
She runs the Roar Foundation, which she started in 1983 at the Shambhala
Right after
Preserve.
the
No, she
divorce.
learned nothing.
Right after the divorce, she was like, I'm trying to run this shit myself.
Well, no,
That's the problem.
She's stuck with them. Think about how many fucking animals they have. Like, and she's like, well, this guy is done with this film. He's,
he's moved
we're
on.
done. He's moving on. Somebody's got to take care of these cats. And to
Oh
her
my
credit,
God.
she now no longer believes the film was a good idea.
Oh, yeah, that's how Stockholm Syndrome works. Yeah, like-
And she was instrumental in passing the Federal Captive Wildlife Safety Act in 2003, which outlawed interstate transport of big cats for trade, and the Big Cats and Public Safety Protection Act of 2022, which makes it illegal to import, export, transport, sell, receive, acquire, purchase, or breed big cats. Exemptions are provided for certain entities such as universities and wildlife sanctuaries. One of those sanctuaries is Shambhala in Acton, California.
Fucking A.
They offer twice monthly tours, and if you want to see where Roar is filmed and what big cats they have left, I'm fucking going.
I'm going to Shambhala, baby.
I gotta go to Shambhala. What a terrible! First of all, I think it's maybe an African word.
Yeah.
But in English, it does sound like shambles, like the
Yes.
shambles of your life, your
Totally.
money, your career.
Totally.
Does it cost money to go?
Yeah.
Does
it's-
anyone even know about this other than us?
That's right.
Well, I texted a friend of the show, Monica Scott, because I had some deep implanted memory. I was like, I think Monica went to this, and and I texted her, and she did apparently. Yeah,
Really?
said it was really fun. So
Well, yeah, I'm sure it's fun now that
Yeah.
no one's getting murdered. Right?
yeah, exactly.
There are
got a bunch
cameras
of
rolling.
gates up.
Yeah,
5
but-
cameras rolling while they kill you and your friends.
Yeah, well, it does cost to get in, but the money does go to basically suing people like Joe Exotic and like roadside
Yeah,
zoo
cool.
assholes and
I'm glad
trying
they
to get.
turned it around in the
Where
end.
is it again?
It's near Magic Mountain, so I don't know. I'm gonna go. I don't mind giving money to that cause. That seems like a great cause.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm pretty sure Joe Exotic, before he went to jail, probably hated her because that was kind of her whole thing. Was like,
Sure.
hey, this is a fucking terrible idea because everyone in my family got mauled.
Yeah,
I am a
totally.
hypocrite, but I have the experience to know why I
Yes.
should be.
At 90 years old, I
Not like
understand
the
it was
Dutch
wrong.
director who still thinks it's cool.
Yeah, you fucking yawned him on.
Speed is just the lions were the bus, and Twisters, tornadoes. See, he just picks a thing and he fucking
Yeah, it's also funny because her most famous movie is her being attacked by animals.
Yeah.
That's what the birds.
the
is.
birds, from the birds to the lions. The
Yeah.
Tippi Hedren story.
Yeah. And I've never seen Marnie, but apparently Sean Connery has a pet tiger.
Horse. Well, maybe, but
Yeah.
there's a famous horse scene where they shoot a horse.
Oh, okay. So never
That's
seen
all
it.
I've seen is the scene.
Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah.
That's all you need to see.
That's all. That's mainly. It's
I just
Google.
watched animals
Animals getting murdered, but I want to see it fictionalized. I don't want to see the real thing as close as I can get.
Got to check out Roar. It's available on
Yeah.
Blu-ray and stuff, so I might have to pick that up and watch the whole thing. But yeah,
So
just
fucking
check
nuts.
out some clips on YouTube. It's fucking crazy.
I will get a copy of Roar and see how much of it I can stand.
Oh yeah.
We'll see.
Let's just bootleg it.
Yeah,
totally.
it can't be that hard
These
to find.
people don't need money.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the Alamo Draft House.
Yeah,
in
there's-
fact, you should steal it.
That's right.
Hit up the Russian bootleg sites. Yeah, I'll X out of a lot of illegal poker sites to look to
Yeah.
Roar.
Get your fucking
Get
get
your
your
Roar.
ad blocker ready
Yeah.
for these illegal movie sites.
Because we're going to Shambhala.
Yeah, we're going to Shambhala.
Get your ad blockers ready.
Dude, yeah, I talked about it on the episode I did with Nick Thomas, but we watched the Reagan biopic.
Oh, no shit.
And whoever filmed it in like some crazy like 6K where they're just shooting the screen and then pared it down to whatever.
funny.
So it was super clear, and I didn't realize it was a bootleg
Really?
until one of the ancient people that had been bussed there from a retirement home fell asleep. So I'm just watching. I have the headphones on so I can hear
love it.
everything, and then you just Mr. Gorbachev teared, and then you're just hearing.
Oh my god.
And right when the movie ended, dude, it was like the funniest, like, when you like accidentally fall asleep on a couch and someone wakes you up and you just kind of go like,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I literally heard the, like someone like kind of
Still alive, aren't
Yeah.
I? Oh
Damn
my
it.
god.
it was rad.
Yeah, that rolls
So
out.
if I could find one of those Aurora, I'll be happy. more little animal-related things. This is a good old little animal episode.
Yeah, we love the
love
animals.
animals
We love to
here.
see them attack.
Hell yeah. Have you guys been out to Agora Hills where they are constructing the new wildlife bridge?
Where the fuck is
No.
Agora Hills? You're just going to
Wildlife
have to
bridge.
explain to me where places are for the rest of the podcast.
yeah, exactly.
It's where Kobe Bryant died.
Oh, okay.
So west hills of outer Los
So
Angeles.
between here and like Calabasas.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
right next to Calabasas. So
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, Agora Hills. They are currently building. So U.S. Highway 101 splits the Santa Monica Mountains National Preserve in half with a 10-lane freeway. So there's a large biodiversity of animals on both sides of that freeway, and they can't really get across because it's 10 lanes and it has a huge fence. So in order to counteract this, and this thing is actually being financed, like 60% of it is being paid by private interests. So only 40% of this is like taxpayer money anyway. But
Interesting.
they are building the largest animal bridge, urban animal bridge, I should say, in the world, as far as I know, over Agora Hills. So all of those animals now, because for a long time they're all pinned in by all these freeways and by the mountains. So there's a lot of like inbreeding happening. So if they can open that up,
Fucking A, just like humans.
yeah. And
Pin them in the mountains. What are they gonna do?
yeah, the hillbillies of the cougar community.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
We built these hillbillies a bridge.
Yeah. I
So you
mean,
can bring their dirty shit down to its clean people.
bring us some dirty jeans. Let's get them washed in the Simi Mountains.
Whoa! So they're just wandering on this bridge now, and we can see
It's
it.
not open yet.
Okay.
So, but I follow KTLA on Facebook, and almost every week they put up an update because on Sundays they have to close part of the freeway to continue build. It's like any other bridge overpass.
Yeah.
They have to close part of the freeway. So they'll put a thing up. It's like 101 in Agora Hills northbound is closed, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. or whatever it is, whatever
Yeah.
they need to do. And they'll put up a picture of the wildlife bridge.
Uh-huh.
And I am very in favor of the wildlife bridge. I think it's a
Sure.
great idea.
Pro animal.
Very
here.
pro animal here.
Yeah, I'm pro inbred.
Oh, I
so
take animals over
I
people.
want this thing.
Yeah,
I mean-
fuck this.
I
want to see some mutant deer.
Yeah, come on.
I am on record on this podcast. Anytime anybody climbs into an enclosure at the zoo, I hope the worst for them.
Yeah.
I'm very pro animal.
It's their world.
Yeah. And but anytime they'll post this on Facebook, it is my favorite thing because it is the most smooth-brained reactions of all time in the comments. This thing infuriates people.
It's like, what is this, Jumanji?
Yeah.
We got animals walking on a fucking bridge.
It is kind of like that. And the main criticism that I see on there is some version of someone saying, when are we going to teach the mountain lions to read the signs so they know where the bridge is?
Hell yeah.
What?
So I actually don't know what people think animals do
That
all
has to
day.
be trolling, right? That's too
There's
stupid to be real.
Hundreds of them.
Wow.
Literally every time they do it, it's people just being like, what, are they going to learn English to know where the bridge is?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are an animal. You are, as a human being, we are animals. We follow patterns.
Yeah, we don't need
And then when an
signs.
easier way presents itself, that's called adaptation. It's how life continues on the planet. Like, you can't be this stupid, but they are.
Do they think animals use like Google Maps or something?
No,
Yeah, totally.
no, what they think is like animals are essentially like blind and don't have any like,
They're not gonna-
memory or behavior patterns.
Right,
Like,
they're just wandering and shitting and pissing and
yes,
sleeping. and-
that's what they think it is.
Yeah,
It's because
yeah.
their experience with animals is their dog.
Yeah, their
And I'm
dog,
like-
exactly.
And I'm like, yeah, it's because it's in your fucking living
Yeah,
room that
yeah.
it does that. If you let it out, it'll figure shit out. I've mentioned
Totally.
on the show before, the town my grandparents lived in, Woodland, there was just a pack of feral dogs that would just take out entire chicken coops, and they would
Yeah.
all just run away like bloodhounds and coon dogs and shit like
yeah,
that.
they know. Yeah, they got their own fucking system.
They figure it out. That's what animals do. That's
Yeah.
what sets us apart as our kingdom of life, right? But you get stuff like this. Tracy V says, did they teach the wildlife to read signs on where to go? This sounds like a great use of taxpayer dollars.
Oh, yeah, it's always about the taxpayer dollars.
You're like,
They're
My tax dollars.
They're like-
now we got to get education dollars to these fucking animals.
And that's the thing. It's like they should actually, the Annenberg Foundation, whoever is paying for this fucking bridge, needs to reinvest this into 10th grade biology.
Yeah, totally.
This one is Peter K. I drive on the 101 in Agora all the time, and I've never seen this thing. Must be fake news.
or not there yet.
It's like, dude, it's been being built for like 4 years.
love
Like
it.
I've been never in
I've never
Agora,
seen
and I've
this
seen it.
proposed construction. Well,
It's not proposed. It's there.
Yeah.
I fucking saw it the last time I was in Agora.
Yeah, that guy's rocking to some tunes. He's not looking around when he's driving down it all the time.
So they showed like the Google Earth picture of the bridge, and you can see some houses like way off in the distance. Jim M says, "Looks like some good eating, kitties and doggies in the neighborhood back there." So he's worried that because this will become a crossing for mountain lions, that it's going to eat all the cats and dogs, and that is
Sure.
somehow the mountain lion's problem and not yours as a pet owner.
Uh-huh. I love it.
It's like, put it the fuck inside. Peter V, I drive under this every morning at 5:30. I've seen some crash and burn wrecks. Hey, 55 miles per hour, you jack off fuck. Not 85. I hope that Hello Kitty overpass is worth it. And I'm like, wait, you called the guy a jack off fuck, and then you're like, I hope the human life is worth it for this animal bridge. It's like, you don't care that this guy
love it.
crashed into the bridge. And he saes,
Jack off.
Hello Kitty overpass.
This fucking Ninja Turtles fucking bathtub.
fucking woke California is giving us a Hello Kitty overpass. He says, also, I worked near there for 45 years. I've never seen one mountain lion around there. And I'm like, yeah, it's because there's a fence and a 10-lane
Yeah, they aren't
freeway.
hanging
Because they're in
out
a mountain.
staring at you.
How much of that 45 years were you walking around a damn mountain, sir?
Yeah, well, also, they'll go a new way if you give them one. Bruce G says, hurry and finish this project. The mountain lions are very excited as well as hungry. I can't wait for us humans to funnel their prey into a narrow kill zone
Hell
for
yeah.
them.
He's like, yeah, he's got a real bite to his sarcasm.
Yeah. But also this guy's that's
Kill
another
zone.
that is like another thing I saw in there is people being like, well, if mountain lions can go across, aren't they just gonna use the bridge to like eat a bunch of stuff? I'm like, yeah,
Sure.
that's called-
Definitely.
Did you see The Lion King, The Circle of Life?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of their thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, who gives a shit? As long as they're not doing it in the freeway where people are.
Yeah. That
So-
guy's definitely seen The Lion King.
Yeah. I mean,
No way. He wasn't
Everyone
paying
has.
attention, clearly, but he's seen it.
oh, this is my favorite one. J.A. seems like an amazing use of funds. Incoming homeless camp. Now,
He's probably not wrong about that.
Incoming homeless
No.
He's probably
camp.
not wrong about that.
Yeah,
Now-
I mean, everything's incoming homeless camp. In
now,
this area.
if you could see this place, though, it is in the middle of goddamn nowhere.
Maybe
There is 25 miles of essentially vertical mountain range on both
Yeah.
sides of this thing.
So a beautiful place for a homeless person to
Sure,
live.
to be eaten alive, and that's what it is. That's the mayor's allotting these funds for homeless
That's the
people.
thing.
Really, this.
The terrain is crazy, and that's before you've add in the fact that you've now built, as they said, a mountain lion funnel. Like, I don't think people, if people end up going there, that's kind of their problem.
That's
at
the
that point.
area where you're driving through and you're like, people live in shacks in just a small fenced-in area.
No,
I'm thinking of the 101, I think, going north. Once
Yeah.
you hit a certain point, you're like, oh, it's like trailer homes and shacks. and
Yeah,
looks
it's-
like small town Texas.
Yeah, it's before that. It's still the Kardashian zone. Like,
Okay.
Sure.
At least like the non-national park side of Agora Hills is right up against Calabasas, so it's huge houses and all that stuff, and then you kind of hit the mountains, and then once you get over those hills, that's when you get to kind of what you're talking about, like southern Ventura County and stuff like that. But this area,
If you ever want to feel like you're at home, Seth.
yeah,
As I'm falling asleep, I'm like, what? Huh? that calm drink fucked my whole life up.
No, yeah.
Lions don't even affect me anymore.
what about Lion's Mane?
Being homeless, not scared. Don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
I'm so relaxed. That's what it's about. Being so relaxed when you're homeless and scared.
And then, of course, Jerry W. So happy I don't live in SoCal anymore. It has never changed. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
this is it changing.
Well, Jerry just wants to let his friends know. He's
This
already made
is
the move.
I hate people like this.
This comment section will drive you up a fucking wall.
Well,
It
the
is
people
just-
I follow some news organizations on Twitter, and the people who respond to those
Amazing.
are nuts.
Yeah.
Usually,
Twitter,
Amazing.
yeah, any Twitter replies,
yeah.
especially public.
I like
service.
when the people reply to a news like headline or something. They just write, "No one cares." Just, why are you even looking? Why are you following this account?
We'll delete it. We'll delete the story. No one cares.
You cared enough to write a couple dozen characters into this box, motherfucker.
totally.
guys got anything else you want to chat about?
Oh God, I unfortunately have a good story.
Hell
Hopefully
yeah.
Seth can stay awake for it,
I'm gonna get really
motherfucker.
alert for you.
Pep him up.
Say-
And this is
Out of
about
respect.
animals. This is about one of the greatest animals of all
Sitting up.
time, the dragon. Piff the magic dragon.
Your shirt.
The musician or the magician.
Or the magician.
Piff.
Oh,
Piff the magic
British
dragon.
dude
He's
wears the
British.
thing,
He
yeah.
wears a dragon costume.
yeah.
He does a good act. He's
Yeah.
funny.
He's
the
He nails
commercial.
it. He nails it. So this is my second time seeing Piff. The first time it was in Las Vegas. Pretty good show.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm excited. We get to the venue, which is in Riverside, California,
Ooh, okay.
which is not the coolest town in the world. I don't know.
I've said before, Riverside, at least the downtown area, looks like the back lot of Warner Brothers was taken over by tweakers.
Oh,
like
shit.
it is the most idyllic town with such a dark fucking energy that you could really feel.
And this was in that area of town.
Good to know.
Yeah.
And while we were waiting in line to get to the theater, there was a man who rode by on a motorcycle in a full Chucky costume
Hell
with a
yeah.
Chucky mask and Chucky helmet,
Get
and just
on
like
his
stared
level.
at the line or driving all slow, trying to creep people out.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But also, when we get there, we were parking, right? And we see 4 kids with their parents or grandpa or something. They're all dressed in little dragon costumes. And it was like, oh, that's cute. The little kids are all
family.
dressed up for Piff, right? So we go in, the show starts. The little kids and the family are like a couple rows behind us.
Uh-huh.
And so the Piff is one of a lot of magicians. They have people come up on stage.
Yeah, what does
you know.
Piff do?
He's a magician. He
Just
fucking makes shit
comedic
disappear.
magician. But
He
he's
makes
dressed
shit
as a
appear.
dragon?
Yeah, he's just every magician. It's really bad in the magic world because even if you're really talented, you have to have a brand.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
have to remember you
Totally.
for something, or you're just
Yeah,
right.
It's like comedians.
It's like comedy. Yeah.
Totally. You're stuck.
So having a brand is important, and so he's doing his thing. He involves the audience, which if you know from comedy, involving the audience will often get people to just start yelling stuff
Yes.
out because they want to be involved.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. You've opened it up to the floor.
yeah.
So at one point, the dragon's grandfather, I think, yells up and he goes, "It's her 10th birthday. She came here to see you." And
Wait, the audience guy?
yeah, the guy in the audience, and he goes, "They're all dressed like dragons." And Piff is like a little like confused by it, but he sees them, and it's the girl's 10th birthday, and he's like, "Hey, come to the meet and greet. I'll give you a gift afterwards."
Yeah.
and the whole audience like claps. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah,
you
how
know.
sweet.
And then through the course of the show, about a 90-minute show, Grandpa's hitting the old beer or hitting the
Hitting the
booze,
sauce.
hitting the sauce.
Oh,
So
no.
Oh,
I
God.
think he thinks that was such a positive reaction the first time that he should just
no.
keep yelling throughout the whole show.
Hey, dragon.
No, this is the best part. He keeps yelling, "What about the Dragon Squad?" Which I guess is what he's named his grandchildren.
Oh, no.
What about the Dragon Squad? It's her birthday. They came to see you. Just like that random. And you can
no.
tell his family was mortified. They're trying to get him to stop.
Oh, no.
It happened when he was talking to someone on the complete opposite side of the room, and the guy doesn't even yell out. He stands up and is like waving his arms and yelling, like making sure he gets the attention.
Jesus.
And like Piff, who's normally like very like quick to put down a heckler
Yeah.
in a rude way, sees that
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
these children involved there, and he's
And he's
like,
like, "I can't."
I can't. So he just was like, "Sir, do you understand what's happening right now?" And he's like, "It's her birthday." and like at this point, the crowd has turned on the heckler too.
Yeah,
They're
of
like
course,
screaming,
of
like,
course. Shut up.
"Go have another drink! Shut up!" Like shit like that.
Oh,
And he
no.
has to stop the show, and it gets so tense. And like the security guy has to come over and tell him to like shut up, or they're gonna kick him out. And the whole family is just like mortified. And you can tell it's the kids like. Real trauma is happening
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
life that they're going to remember forever.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not some random day. It's your 10th
Yeah.
birthday.
And it's a fucking performer you like.
was
He's
about to
making
say.
it public that he's a drunk idiot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
the
gonna-
whole that everyone in the place sees them. They're embarrassed.
Yeah.
Dressed all
They're
stupid.
Yeah,
If
they're
it's-
they're
ugh.
little kids dressed like idiots because they're dumb.
they're
Dragon
never-
Squad was never the same after that.
It's her birthday. What, about the Dragon Squad? And you
That's
can
so
tell,
rough.
like,
Oh, that's
they
so
just,
rough.
they wanted to fucking die.
Like, what about the Dragon Squad? I like them. Moving on. Like, but what about them? They're nice. They're wearing dragon costumes. Anyways.
Make fun of her.
But what about the Dragon Squad?
Yeah.
They're kids.
Well, I think you can tell when someone's blacked out, kind of, because they keep repeating the same stuff as if they've never said it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a lot of alcoholic friends who make long phone calls, and when we loop around, it's time to go.
Of course.
And when and like I said, we were a couple of rows. We were very close to these people, and you could see the daughter, I think, of the grandfather, or maybe daughter-in-law, is like, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!" His wife, I think, the grandma, is just like staring directly forward,
Oh,
trying
this is
to
her
pretend
whole
like,
life, dude.
yeah,
Life,
trying to just pretend like it's not happening.
Honey, I've got an idea. And then
And
he
you
just falls
could-
down.
And it was so awkward because of the heckler, but also everyone was realizing, like, oh no, these kids are going to be deeply affected by this.
Did they stay, the whole family, for the whole
Yeah,
show?
because the
Yeah,
final
that's nice. At
the
least the kids
final
ain't taken out.
interaction between them happened during, I think, the last trick. Yeah, it was the last trick.
Okay.
Just when you want an interruption,
Oh, sure, yeah.
the grand finale.
The dismount.
Yeah.
And it happened at the worst time, in theory, because they just had all 4 people on stage. They're all about to do something, and the 2 of them are little kids, and they're going to be put on the spot in front of a whole theater. And then it gets so fucking tense. And then the next thing that happens is like an 8-year-old kid tells a street joke where he says, a dragon can't explode, but a dino might.
Okay.
Place erupted.
Hell yeah,
The
dude.
show got back
Hell
on
yeah.
course
And he
after
was
that.
like, you should have fucking said that. You
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the squad.
Dude.
Dragon Squad.
And earlier he had made a joke about like, this girl's gonna realize this is her night went wrong, just in jest. And he's like, earlier I made that joke, but now there is actually someone who's gonna remember this as their life going wrong.
So did he still do the meet and greet with him? He must have.
Probably, I don't know.
Because he probably was like, I don't want these kids to fucking go home crying.
Yeah, my girlfriend and her friend didn't really care about going to the meet and greet. They thought it might take a long time, but
I would
Yeah.
just want to see the inside
This is
dirt.
more of that.
Yeah,
There's more
behind
of
the
that shit
scenes.
the whole time. What about
yeah.
in the back of
Actually,
the line?
A lot of bad wood underneath that
getting to
veneer.
you.
Yeah.
my girlfriend actually knows Piff, and I've gotten to talk to him before. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And
Right.
yeah, I think he would have dished. If we would have saw him, we would have been like, that was fucking insane.
Yeah, and he's like, it definitely was.
My girlfriend actually holds the record for most Piff shows attended by
Really?
any person.
Can we talk
Holy
to Piff? we should.
And I don't know if we can talk to Piff. I don't know if he likes her that much.
But if you
He's-
bring the mics and you
he's
go, what
busy.
about the
He's
goods
like
from the wood?
he's like one of those dudes who does like 330 shows a year
Jesus.
type
Yeah.
shit. You
Okay.
know, he's in Vegas every fucking night,
God damn.
and when he's not in Vegas,
crazy.
he's on the road, and then goes back to Vegas the next fucking day.
Damn.
And he was on
He's
America's
crazy.
Got Talent or something, right?
Yeah, and
so
that's
he
where
got
he
wide exposure.
Yeah,
too.
he went. Yeah, he gets invited back to all the like best of and
Yeah.
legends.
I mean,
and
look,
crowd favorites.
Yeah, he's British, right?
Yeah.
It's like a British guy in a fucking dragon suit who can actually do magic.
And he has a
Yeah,
dog.
Of course, you'd be like,
he has a Chihuahua dog in part of his act.
Yeah.
People
Ooh.
love a cute dog. There's a
yeah,
lady
that's
next to me where anytime they showed the dog, a picture of it on the screen, or had a dog out, she was just like, "Oh, the dog!" Like she could have just been there for a dog
Just
show.
for the
Yeah.
dog. Yeah, you could just look at dogs all day. You don't have
But
to
it was
come here.
interesting. It was like a
That's cool.
unruly drunk audience.
Oh man,
For Riverside,
that
California.
sucks. Yeah,
It
that
was,
sucks.
and he's very used to dealing with that because he's in Vegas, so he
Yeah.
deals with
Yeah.
drunks.
And he's done so many.
But
shows.
this was like a legit like family show.
Yeah.
Like
for
I don't
sure.
know what the crowd is usually like at the Flamingo. When I was there, it seemed like mostly adults.
Yeah, it's probably 18 and up. You can't.
But when I met Piff and his assistant, they were keenly aware of like audience members being people who could potentially ruin the joke or
Yeah.
the trick.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
for
And
sure.
we did see an instance of that happen at the show, where a guy was so stupid that he just like totally missed his cue that they had correctly predicted the thing.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
supposed to, and he never said yes. So everyone was confused at why.
That's like me drinking that shit. He was just started nodding out while he was
Yeah.
watching the trick, and he went, "Yeah, whatever, sure."
Yeah, and so yeah, but magicians also have saves for when tricks don't work. Apparently, so they hit him with a save.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was like, "Wow, that was magic." It's like when comics joke bombs, but you're like, I have this line that references how bad that joke was,
And that'll get
and it kills.
Yeah.
totally, absolutely, yes, totally.
Damn.
That's
So I
awesome.
got to see Trauma in
Damn.
real time at
Dragon
Riverside.
Squad. Out to the Dragons.
Hashtag Dragon Squad. Hashtag they came to see you.
Yeah, I love that.
And I would love to talk to Piff about that show one day, because that's a guaranteed you'll remember that shit.
absolutely.
I
should
just want to
update
hear
if you
some
get to.
you hear a million bad audience comedian stories, bad audience magician
Yeah.
stories.
Well,
have to be interesting.
Piff, when I first started, when he would tour, he would come through Austin, but he would do the comedy club, because a lot of comedy
Yeah.
clubs have a decent sized
course.
venue,
Yeah.
so it's good for they can do their set there.
Totally.
And so he is accustomed to dealing with drunks.
Yeah. Okay.
But just from doing the clubs and doing the Vegas shows and doing interactive stuff,
Right.
he's very good at dealing with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Not so much when it's like a heavy children crowd and
when it's supposed to be a fucking birthday
and
party.
you can't be like, I know I said you were going to get a gift, but get the fuck out,
Yeah,
entire
exactly.
family.
Exactly.
Grandpa's like
Yeah.
yelling Freebird and
Yeah.
shit at you.
If they had to go home, it would have been like super traumatizing. At least they got to see this shit, and maybe they'll forget what an idiot their grandpa is, maybe. But if they had been taken away and they didn't get to see the guy and they were wearing those suits, that's just
the traumatized grandma is the most disturbing thing, where she just stared 10 and 2 straight ahead.
Yeah, I just, the thing was that you could tell he was blacked out because Piff goes, do you understand the situation right now?
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he had completely stopped the show to yell Dragon Squad for the 16th time.
Grandma's just like, I'm gonna have to change the defense
And
tonight.
he's like, it's her birthday. He literally had no idea of the
No.
situation. And the security guard literally had to come and be like, hey, you need to sit down and shut up or you have to leave.
horrible.
Yeah.
And that he responded to that. He responded to authority.
Yeah, of course. Of
course, yeah.
He had an image of a badge and went, oh shit.
Yeah, so it went from like, oh, look at those 4 cute kids dressed like dragons
Yeah.
to their grandfather like ruining their night potentially.
Oh,
like you're never going to be able to like, remember that fun time we had at the Piff show? We took all your siblings and you all dressed in dragon costumes. It was so fun.
And then Grandpa pissed his pants in the minivan on the way home.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible stuff. That sucks.
Christ.
It's very funny though.
Very funny for everyone else.
Everyone
Yeah,
else.
everyone except
Not
the
for
dragon.
functionality of a show.
Not for the
or-
Dragon
Yeah,
Squad
yeah.
or for the magician, but
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everyone else.
I just
Dragon-
calling them the Dragon Squad is so fucking funny.
I know.
But what about the Dragon Squad? Like no one knows. what that
I
is.
found their one weakness. It's,
Also, there was 3 of the kids, and then their mom, and then a 4th kid. And he had said, "Oh, there's 3 kids dressed like dragons." And then one of the things he kept yelling is, "There's 4. There's a 4th one."
no.
I got to keep the integrity of the Dragon Squad. It's like
Yeah,
the
you can't
Beatles or
forget
Ninja
about
Turtles.
it.
There's
The-
another fucking Dragon Squad.
The kid might be sad that he wasn't included in the embarrassment of the family.
Yeah, yeah,
so be
yeah.
sure to point out that he is also part of the
He's
family.
part of this. Bring him in. Let him hurt too.
But that was like one of the most. I can't remember seeing a man embarrass himself drunkenly in front of his family so badly
That's amazing.
in so long. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it like to that degree ever.
Yeah, I've been in situations like that, unfortunately, family
no.
members, but not
That's
too
the thing.
recent.
I've seen family members get wasted,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
never like cause an instance like
Yeah.
that in public.
Nah, not that public. I mean, that's as public as it gets. I mean,
Yeah.
it's basically
When-
taking the mic away from that
With
guy.
hundreds of people in the
Yeah,
theater.
yeah.
I don't know how many, probably 500 people in the
Yeah.
theater.
That
Jesus
sucks.
Christ. Well, shout out to the Dragon Squad.
shout
Get
out to
some
Piff.
help.
Yeah, Piff, man,
Shout out to
keeping it
Jade.
together amongst that bullshit. Good work.
He was able to turn it around,
Yeah, that's amazing.
made a sandwich.
Ooh, nice. On stage?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, he had 4 different people choose sandwich toppings, and then he has this box that's just locked up at top the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Box comes down. Guess what? It's a sandwich with all the toppings.
With all
on
the
it.
shit that you
Yeah.
said.
Goddamn.
Goddamn, the Dragon Squad would have loved that if they weren't crying. Sandwich box drops down. Fuck.
Pepperoni's my favorite.
I don't care about the
I
gift
hate
anymore. I
Dragon
just want to
Bell.
leave.
Roast beef.
Terrible.
What about the Dragon Squad?
Yo, we have time for just one more segment, and of course, this is our very, very spooky jam of the week.
Shit.
I like this song.
I do too. Hell yeah, baby.
Oh, this is big 80s hit. Right?
Nepotism in action. This is the child of Motown Records, Berry Gordy.
Is it?
Rockwell.
The nephew of Quincy Jones,
Nephew
right?
of Quincy Jones.
shit.
This is the most Nepo baby song that's ever existed. This motherfucker could have never gotten a hit off the radio, except that
He can't sing a lick.
he cannot sing a lick.
He doesn't even try to.
He's like the guy from like Cameo. He's not even trying, right?
Interesting.
But he got motherfucking Michael Jackson on the
but
chorus.
no one knows that.
But Michael Jackson
Uncredited.
He did it
wouldn't
like,
let him.
I'll do this shit, but don't tell
So
anyone.
there was all this like, conspiracy in the 80s basically of people being like, that's not really Michael. And it is so clearly Michael Jackson
Yeah.
when it gets to the chorus. But
that back then people had like the credits on the album you could see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if he was
course.
yeah, you can hear it. You're like, there's no one else that sounds
Well,
like
it's
that.
like Mick Jagger on You're So Vain or stuff where everyone was like, is that Mick Jagger? And
Yeah.
they didn't say it for like a decade. But like,
yeah.
oh yeah, look, if this song just did the part where it said, somebody's watching
I
me,
mean,
that'd be enough of a song. I don't think you need to
that's-
do anything else.
That's what a
That is-
powerhouse Michael Jackson was
Yeah.
in that time.
And in this fucked up TikTok world we live in, where now like people go to concerts, they only know the one part that's in the TikTok videos.
Yep.
This would be like the biggest song in the fucking world because there's no other song part. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
that. So
well,
like,
and this
just
song
isolate that.
is big on TikTok. I
bet
saw
it
a
is.
lot of like recent comments referencing
Yeah,
it.
I heard some rapper, it's a little Yachty, I think, talking about it. He was like, they only know this part of the song. So
Yeah.
you'll be doing a song for 2 minutes, and then you get to the part, everyone's like, oh shit! And then as soon as that's over, you're like, well, I got to do 2 more minutes of this shit. The song's over, and they do not know this song.
I like that that's not on like a Bob Dylan show where it takes 2 minutes for everyone to recognize what song
Yeah,
he's
you're like,
singing, and
"Like a
then they go,
Rolling
oh,
Stone!" yeah, totally.
oh, it's a waltz now,
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
totally. I love his whole Twitter thing. You know about that, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That he's suddenly now just on Twitter all the time responding to people's restaurant recommendations.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, really?
Hey, thanks for letting me know about this place. We were only in town for a day, so I didn't go. It's like insane. It's like he's just like sending like letters, like pen pals for
he's
no
bored.
reason. Yeah, it's amazing.
I love it. Well, this is, of course, Rockwell's "Somebody's Watching Me" off an album of the same title from 1984. This song,
There's probably only one song on the album.
God damn, yeah, it's this 12 times.
there's other songs, but no one knows them. And he apparently only made 2 more records and then called it quits because he's fucking Berry Gordy's son and he doesn't have to do anything.
Sure.
Also,
Yeah.
speaking of magic, I found out that in 2018 he beat a woman with a chair in the Magic Castle in front of a bunch of people
Whoa.
and got arrested.
Damn.
I was like, I wonder what Rockwell's up to. I was like, oh shit, oh no.
That's when it became invite only.
Rockwell.
Speaking of rowdy magic shows,
Fucking yeah.
yeah, it's just a common topic.
One of the drunkest places I've ever been.
I've heard that from multiple people. That
Dude.
people just go in there and
It's a
they get
Hollywood
like
legend.
It's
they
a
just
private
get
club.
discombobulated drunk.
It's a haunted house.
Me and Holly are going there next week.
You're gonna love it,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Wear nice clothes.
I know. That's why I just went to a wedding and a funeral, so I've got 2 suits,
perfect.
baby.
Yeah.
2 suits. If it's good enough for a dead person in love, eternal love, then fuck, it's good enough for magic.
Well, it's a private club, and so they don't cut anyone
Yeah.
off at the bar. So everyone's
Yeah.
shit faced,
Oh,
and
it's like a country
there's
club
like
or something,
40
yeah.
rooms, and you're just
Yeah.
wandering around getting. And there's like
Yeah,
10 bars in there.
and only one where you'll get your dick sucked.
Yeah.
And that's the trick. That's the escape room of it all.
Well, yeah, this song 230 million views, 76,480 comments, and I read every goddamn last one of them.
no.
So let us dive down very briefly and check out the best of the comment section of YouTube for Rockwell's "Somebody's Watching Me" featuring Michael Jackson. First up,
Featuring Rockwell.
featuring Rockwell. Yeah, and definitely not Berry Gordy. Anyway, Dragon Come to Life 444 9 years ago. Rockwell, please fuck my friend Ellie Gilman.
Hell yeah.
I want to look
bet-
up Ellie Gilman on Facebook.
I wonder if
immediately.
Ellie wrote that or her friend pranking her wrote that.
You'll never guess who I said should fuck you. Rockwell.
The guy who beat up a person with a chair.
Is that a cartoon character?
He clearly needs some love in his life if he's doing stuff like that.
Quandale Dingle from 2 years ago. Daddy's watching me. JK, he left years ago.
Oh,
no.
Unresolved
Oh,
trauma
man.
in the Rockwell comments.
Oh, yeah.
You know when everything reminds you of him? You can't even enjoy like a one-hit wonder.
Someone's Watching Me, the most nondescript lyric of all time.
He didn't have a second hit. He didn't have a second minor hit.
He had a song on the Last Dragon soundtrack.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that's
But
exactly where Rockwell should be on the Last Dragon soundtrack.
Yeah,
That's
comedy
perfect.
movie.
produced by his father.
Stupid. Yeah, that's
Again,
great.
yeah. Pepsi-tainment 3 years ago. I live in a house with 3 women and 4 men. Whenever I
Is it a halfway house?
Big old house. yeah, exactly.
whenever I go in the kitchen to get food, the women seem to show up. I always feel like they watching me, especially when I have beer, cigarettes, and drugs.
That's a halfway house.
That's when I really.
100%.
That's when I really feel like the women watching me. Shit ain't no joke.
Shit ain't no joke. I like how you feel you just sew it up with shit ain't no joke at the end.
I really like his username for the content of that.
Pepsi-tainment.
You would never
Pepsi-tainment.
think a guy who writes something like that would come up with like a coherent username.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Coffin Smoke from 5 years ago.
He rocks.
I can only live somewhere a couple days at a time. The pay is great, but killing people for money takes its toll. I can't ever do shit without thinking someone's going to kill me.
Damn.
Oh, man, a
What
hitman.
part of
when you
this
got
song?
the hitman delusions going.
He always feels like someone's watching him through a sniper
Can't
rifle
ever do
scope.
shit.
Yeah.
I think someone's gonna kill me.
I bet his family's so sick of him.
Of course.
Mom, I can't stay here another 2 days.
God, killing people. They're chasing me down.
We got another tough guy, Cheesy Del Fox from
course he's
4 years
tough.
ago. I am a person who wishes to live a very quiet life. I take care not to trouble myself with any of my enemies because that would cause me to lose sleep at night. That is how I deal with all
Who
of
has
this.
enemies?
I know.
Who the fuck has enemies?
Jesus.
And also that you're just not addressing because that would make you lose sleep at night. I feel like if I had an enemy and
You'd take 'em
I
down.
was ignoring them, I'd be worried they'd be coming for my ass. But anyway, that's how I deal with society, and I know what brings me happiness. Although, if I ever were to fight, I would never lose to anyone.
Yeah. I say that often.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't get into this, but if I did,
If I imagine a fight in my head, I win every time.
that's right.
I could be an architect. I just haven't put in the time.
Totally.
Yeah.
I know what I like. I know what a house looks like. I know what a punch being thrown looks like.
Luana Sampson 1 year ago, smoking crack and playing this shit. So whoever's in the hallway right now, they're going to know I know they're there right now.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
You don't have to be
okay.
paranoid if you
Alright.
admit to smoking crack.
Yeah,
But it
exactly.
helps.
You don't have to hide it.
Yeah.
At that part at least.
Yeah, exactly.
The Warrior of Heaven 2 years ago.
Sure.
This is my freaking jam right now, being stalked and tormented by not one, but 2 ex-wives.
I love that's a bragging point.
Hell yeah, bro.
All
the
these
warrior.
hoes that I've contractually married.
This
and
line
spent a
of
lot time
hose that
divorcing
extends
and-
out my door.
Yeah.
Just hectoring me at all times. Northern Star 2 years ago. I feel this every day. It's almost like, what the fuck? My neighbors are watching everything we do. Why does someone want to be watching me for? Must be so good, be perfect like them.
He's a sex offender without. He's like, why are they wondering what I'm doing? Because you're a registered sex offender, and everyone can find that out on the internet.
He says, I want to be like that. I also want to be good parents like them as well. Like how you yell at your kids and belittle them, take out all your frustration on everyone else but yourselves. Their cat went missing the other day. Like I haven't had all the time in the world to steal someone's cat. So
Wow.
like his neighbors
That's
are
it.
like, this guy is sketchy, and now they're like, okay, what did you do to fucking Tinkles?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love his sarcasm turns into direct threats of past experiences.
Well, speaking of threatening, Dave in North York 10 years ago.
North York.
I think that's Canada.
Yeah, okay.
I do not know if one of my favorite women in the world, former Denver Broncos cheerleader Amanda Laughlin, is familiar with this song or not, considering she was born 6 months after the song was on the hit parade back in March of 1984.
Oh, no.
This guy's
This
a
is
fucking
bad
murderer.
news. This is
Murderer,
bad news
fucking
right
stalking
now.
murderer, pervert.
But
Is North York part of Colorado?
that's in Canada, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But if Amanda Laughlin is not familiar with the song, I will just let her know that I have this video in my songs from 1984 videos, parentheses, a homage to Amanda Laughlin playlist on my YouTube channel.
Who is Broncos cheerleader?
She's just a cheerleader for the Denver Broncos. Who even knows their names?
Seriously,
Let alone is full-on stalking them.
No shit.
This guy, yeah. And yes, this is your quote-unquote perpetual Canadian admirer, David Hood here, Amanda. Maybe I will share this comment with quote-unquote our good friend Scott Bleak, Amanda.
Oh, no.
This is terrifying.
And he drops names.
I like that's a good rebrand of stalking.
Yeah.
Your perpetual admirer.
Yeah. Won't stop.
Our
can't
mutual
stop.
friend, Amanda, you fucking whore.
We know the same people. We know the same people.
I've met a guy you met, bitch. Okay.
This one, I just fully believe this person has imagined this for horny reasons. Janissary, 3 years ago. Years ago, I watched a different music video of this song on MTV. A family goes to picnic with RV on a night with full moon. Teenage girl take moon bath with bikini while a passerby spies on her, and then it turned out family is vampire. I can't find it though. I was like, you had this dream in 1984.
You saw Thriller and then had like a nightmare.
Yeah, and woke up with this.
Oh my
and
God, that
somehow-
rolls. Can't find it.
Can't
you
find
made
it.
that shit up, buddy. I can't imagine that's real.
And finally, and this is just a great one to go out for Halloween, JTCR, 9 months ago. When I got married, I got an apartment with my wife. We split up and left, and she left, but I stayed. I stayed in that apartment, and I started using meth again. Anyway, I keep getting this fucked up, strange feeling that someone was watching me or something. It felt weird.
Wow, can you believe the crackhead and the meth head are
Jesus.
worried?
Well-
There's this thing. I call it paranoia.
Well,
Some people have it.
You guys are. He says people told me it was just meth psychosis messing with my head, and normally I would have agreed.
Oh, yeah, thanks for telling
Normally,
me.
when not on meth.
Thanks.
I would have agreed.
I didn't realize. Thank you for telling me it is meth psychosis.
But one night, I heard what sounded like someone rubbing up against the inside of one of my walls. I just started hitting and breaking open the drywall with my fist, and the landlord was there in a small room he built with monitors, spying on me. I started to kill him, but I stopped before, grabbed my essential shit, and left. This song reminded me of that.
He didn't call the police. He didn't do anything to fix this in the wall situation.
craziest
No, you kill a man.
Yeah, you
but then
almost
you
kill a man
stop.
and then you got to go.
You got to stop killing him.
Skip town.
I like just the phrase "I started to kill him" as opposed to "I was about to kill him."
I do like I started
the process of finding the cheerleader from the Denver Broncos.
Started the
Yeah.
fucking.
Oh, that is Rockwell featuring MJ from 1984. Motherfucking Somebody's Watching Me, our jam of the week.
I like how in his theory, his landlord doesn't have new technology like a computer. He
yeah,
can see all the
monitors.
screens. He has
on
to have a
1988.
series of monitors.
Well, that
That
just
is
means he's
fucking
been
awesome.
at it for years, man.
Yeah.
You know?
He can't afford the new equipment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is our program. Seth Pomeroy, where can people
Yes,
find
sir.
you online?
Instagram and Twitter, it's the same. It's Seth Pomeroy. And then my YouTube channel, which I'm currently, yes, this is how it works. It's youtube.com/at First Impressions SP. And I do movie review stuff there.
You gotta do
longer on
fresh.
Instagram. But I will. Yeah, I will.
We got 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert.
Hell yeah, dude.
Damn.
Come on. If it was one thumb, I wouldn't give him
No.
a chance. 2
No.
thumbs?
2.
Hey, that's not nothing. Siskel gave a thumbs down to fucking Silence of the Lambs.
I think I said to
You know what I mean?
roar.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that makes sense.
Fucking asshole.
That checks out.
Fuck you and the Chicago Sun. I'm glad it's gone.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll keep fresh in mind without a doubt. Roar, I may or may not watch that movie. I'll let you know.
Hell yeah. Sam, where can people find you online?
They can find me on TikTok at Dragon Squad, where I post videos of children being traumatized with their parents.
Oh my god.
You can find me on Twitter at Slam Harder, Instagram Sam Harder 666. You can find me on YouTube at the Goods from the Woods podcast page.
Hell
Thursdays at 5.
Yes.
Maybe going to start earlier.
Yeah.
Now that the sun goes down at 6:15.
Sucks.
Yeah. We've had a good time doing that. That's fun.
Yeah,
so.
may have to start earlier. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out. We don't want anybody who has been watching to get totally left out, but we also do need to If we're going to stream outside, there needs to be daylight. I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's
And
part of it.
The link is up afterwards. Like, people can always catch up later. You know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So.
I thought you meant that it was just running the whole time. Like, you can always just look at our backyard.
Yeah.
Look at my
dude.
windows. The camera's just running all the time.
Yeah.
It's like brother.
Behind the walls, watching meth heads smoke meth.
That's right. For an extra $100, you can watch me sleep.
Well, yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And if you live anywhere near Los Angeles, California, November 1st, I'm going to tell you where you want to be. And that is the Regent Theater. Wrestling Pro Wrestling returns.
Woo.
Doing a double bill at the Regent with our friends in the indie rock band Lily. They fucking rule. I can't wait for this show. Their lead singer Dylan is taking on the WPW champion Ricotta Flair in the main event. We're going to have some rock and roll. We're going to have some wrestling. We're going to have a DJ set. It's going to be absolutely insane. My friend Eric Barnes and I will be ringside calling all the action there. I wonder if we get to call the songs. That would be pretty dope. Like, coming up next is this one.
How does it work? Is it going to be the wrestling show and then the band?
I believe it's the band and then the wrestling show, simply because the lead singer has to be involved in the main event. So I feel like he's going to get his band duties out of the way first.
It'd be more legendary to wrestle and then play the
and then
concert.
stand up and play a fucking badass rock and roll show. I mean, I have a standing order at Wrestling Pro Wrestling. Don't tell me shit. Because I like to be surprised. So we'll all see together at the Regent Theater November 1st. Tickets are on sale now. Just go to Ticketmaster, type in WPW Lily. That's Lily, Lily with 2 I's, and you can find it there. Buy a t-shirt from us, prowrestlingtees.com/thegoodspod. Best way to support our show. Hey, if you're watching this, baby, you're already doing it. And, that's patreon.com/thegoodspod. Second best way to support our show, head to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, where you can now leave reviews. So rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, daddy, you will be exiled to gangrene. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.